All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Drop in the Bucket podcast. Thank you so much for being another Drop in the Bucket with us this week. If you don't remember, my name's Chandler.
I'm George.
I'm Reed.
And today we have we have a special guest today. This is JT. JT, we're going to hop right into it. I want you to introduce yourself. With our past guest so far, we've had a tradition of top 4 favorite movies, favorite fictional characters, and then we'll give you the floor if you want to drop some hot takes on us. We have quite a bit of stuff to get to today, but I want to hear from you first. So
I wrote this down. I was prepared for this. I watched too many things, so I had to actually take notes. Oh, they're on my phone. Shoot, hold up.
It's a good problem to have.
Give me a sec. Yeah. It was so hard to narrow it down. I literally had Google famous fantasy characters because I read so much. I forgot its favorites. I didn't want to miss any. Okay, so my favorite movies, honestly, I'm gonna do some. There will be a broad range of emotions here.
Okay.
How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. I was gonna say that's one.
Peak. So
It's
good.
incredible, dude. My favorite animated movies, and I read the books too when I was a kid. And I used to be a book movie purist, but this is the one time I was really happy they were different, because they did it in such a good way. There's 12 books, and there's no similarities at all.
12 books. I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah.
There are 12 books. They're middle grade fiction, maybe a little younger than that. And there is 0 similarities. The only things that's similar is his name is Hiccup, his dragon's name is Toothless, and his dad is Stoic.
Wow.
And that's it. Everything else is completely different. Toothless is a parrot-sized dragon that sits on his shoulder.
Okay.
In the books. So, anyways, the dropping ball knowledge there. Anyways, next one we go the Anchorman.
Yes, sir.
Ron Burgundy. Anchorman, dude. Ron Burgundy, dude.
Yeah.
San Diego, Spanish for a whale's vagina. So many quotes in that movie. I can do it for days. And then Revenge of the Sith. It's my favorite Star Wars movie, and the thing is, it wouldn't be my favorite Star Wars movie unless Clone Wars. Because Clone Wars exists, it makes Revenge of the Sith make so much more sense.
That's such a good take, dude. Such a good take.
It makes it so much more emotional. Clone Wars season 7 might have been the only time I ever cried at Star Wars, and then I watched episode 3 again after that, and I started to kind of cry again because you're seeing all these people and how much Anakin means to them, and it makes the betrayal all make a little more sense as well. It makes him a little more redeemable. Not quite. He's not redeemable. I think Jen and I talked about it the other day.
Yeah.
Anakin Skywalker it's the whole thing. Anyways, he's complicated. And then I said Dune 2.
Yes.
Just because of cinematography, honestly. It's one of the most beautiful movies I've ever seen, and that's really my only reason.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, and then we're going. What was it? Top characters. The next one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can give a couple of them.
Characters. I'll say Darrow Lycos, so from the Red Rising series, incredible. Most badass main character I've ever read. It's incredible, and he's flawed, morally gray, but he's also a genius, not infallible. It's really interesting. You have to read it. I don't think any of you guys have read Red Rising.
I got it on the shelf behind me. This is my next read.
So good. There's another one you guys haven't watched, I don't think. Probably Lelouch v. Britannia from Code Geass.
I have seen Code Geass. That's a great pick.
Hold on.
Great
Lelouch,
pick.
Here's what I wrote down about him. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, Chandler. But what I will say is, he does the Anakin Skywalker, Eren Yeager type protagonist, right? It's the undying hero, or the trope of, dying a hero or living long enough to become the villain, right? He is that trope. Either you die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. Except he kind of does both, right? But it's done in so much a better way to me than Anakin and Eren Yeager because he's actually redeemable. His actions, you were watching his actions, and when he is redeemed at the end, it feels earned, and it makes sense.
That kind of segues into something I was going to talk about in a little bit, so that's perfect you brought that up.
Yeah.
Code Geass has one of the best endings in anime.
It's incredible. It was so sad, but it's so incredible. Like I said, it makes him redeemable. Like, oh, so
Super
good.
well.
Oh, and then Percy Jackson. Freaking love Percy.
Oh my gosh.
Dude.
You are goated. I should have mentioned that in Bro,
funniest protagonist ever. And even reading those books as an adult, he's even funnier. Like, it's so good. He's a better version of Harry Potter. He actually sticks to his morals. He's an unreliable narrator in the fact that, like, he has no concept of how powerful he is, and only when you switch POVs do you understand how, like, freaking OP and terrifying this guy is, and it's so much fun to read. Like, I love, it's a hot take, like, Heroes Olympus, like, people don't like some of the first two books, all the characters spread out. But I love Son of Neptune so much because you're seeing, it's like Percy's POV, like, la-di-da-di-da, I'm so stupid and lost, and I'm a fat chud. And then you go to someone else's POV to, like, this guy might be a god in disguise. Like, I do know. It's so funny.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
My last one I had on here was Escanor from Seven Deadly Sins. He's my favorite depiction of the strongest. Like, like, I know Gojo's a better, more well-rounded character, but nobody's got aura like Escanor, dude.
Seven Deadly Sins is not talked about enough, in my opinion.
First two seasons, so good.
Yeah.
And I read, like, I finished the manga because I couldn't watch the animation the rest of it.
It's so bad.
And it's like...
Those first seasons, like, really... the animation style was one of the best I'd ever seen because it feels like you're, like... It's very, like, storybook, like, fairy tale kind of animation where it's almost like... I don't know how to, like, put it into words, but it almost looks like you're reading, like, a children's book. But because it's whimsical, yeah, there you go. Because that's the feeling they're trying to portray, and it worked really well. And then it just tanked and fell off a cliff, and they got the Invincible people working on it. I get the PNG friends.
Literally, dude.
Super quick non sequitur. Did you guys catch the JJK season 4 trailer?
No,
I didn't.
Because I've read it.
It was like 30 seconds long, so I didn't think it was worth watching.
Oh, it's totally worth watching.
Speaking of trailers, the One Piece, the Wit Studios remake got its teaser today, and it looks fantastic.
Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness, that was some movement.
Sorry, I didn't mean to unhitch that thing earlier. My fault.
This was supposed to be for the bonus episode.
This is supposed to be behind a paywall.
dropping the bucket OF.
Dropping the bucket OF coming soon. Oh.
Dude, well, the
One Piece trailer looked very good.
It looks so good. Trimming down the excess that, like, bars people from reading or watching it of, like, oh, it's too daunting, it's too long, like, it's 1,000 episodes, shaving it down to, like, 300. I feel like this is gonna get people into it, and I feel like if it gets enough people into it, they will go back and watch or go back and read the original, right? Because it's almost like you've dipped your toes in the water, now you can just jump all the way in, and you know the basic storyline. Go pick up on all that lore, pick up on all those side characters. Like, I'm interested to see what they end up cutting, what they keep, how they're going to... Because, like they said, Wano's going to go from, like, 200 episodes down to 30. How's that going to work? No clue.
That works. They just won't be on the stairs for however long they're on this.
The Onigashima fight's going to be, like, 5 episodes now.
I'm so okay with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's even a hot take, but I've only watched, like, probably 20 One Piece episodes. I've read the entire thing.
It's such a good read.
It's such a better way to digest it because
I agree.
You can put your own pace.
Well, let's hop into it because we got a ton of stuff that we are going to get to today. The first thing is, in real time, it's been probably 3 weeks since we recorded. Because we doubled up on 1 week, pre-recorded one. Last week we ended up not getting to it. Kind of was assigned to make this one a little longer. And then, so it's been about 3 weeks. So before we hop into some of the movies that we have to catch up on for reviews, we started a new segment on our last episode right before we were done. And JT, this segment is kind of like when you're scrolling down on Netflix on your phone, your TV. There's always that continued watching tab, where you have all of your reoccurring shows and things you haven't finished. And so I started this segment called Continue Watching because I wanted us to have like a weekly check-in. What are you watching? What are you reading? What are you playing if you're playing a video game or something like that? Just anything that you're enjoying right now. I'll kind of leave it open for anybody that wants to hop in with theirs first.
I can go first probably because I have the least to talk about because I've just been trying to get through Hunter x Hunter so that I can move on to the list of things that Reed has given me. I have finished Hunter x Hunter. Yep, I finally finished Hunter x Hunter.
It's peak.
Yeah, I finished the anime. I finished what's animated of Hunter x Hunter. Started the manga, so looking forward to that, but I haven't read much of it. What a great way to end the anime, even though only so much of it got animated. I think where they left off in the anime was a great ending to Gon's arc.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hunter x Hunter for me, now that I finished it, is one of my top 3 animes. It's AOT, My Hero, and Hunter x Hunter. I think the Chimera Ant arc has some pacing issues, but it's super well written. The ending of the arc is so beautiful with Meruem and Komugi. All that is just great. Gon and Killua and Kurapika Leorio, some of my favorite characters that I've watched in recent memory. They're so likable, and I'm really sad that I'm done watching them. But we can always hope for more animation in the future, and I'm excited to dive into the manga. Pick up with my boy Kurapika on whatever he's doing, get into the Dark Continent. And with that, I will say that next week, I think we're going to have a large portion of the episode dedicated to Andor Season 2.
Is this the Andor episode?
This is not the Andor episode. Next week will be the Andor episode. I'm 3 episodes in so far.
Let's go!
So, making progress. I'm 3 episodes in. I can't wait to talk about that next week. So that's what I've been getting up to.
Let's go, bros in for such peak.
I need to watch Andor. I watched the first couple episodes and it was really slow. I dropped it. This was like when it first came out, and then they kept coming out. I was like, "Oh, it's amazing!" But I was already like.
Get past episode 3. The episode 3 is that little hill, and everything else is just peak. Like it's a little hump to get over, and then it flies, and it's so good, and it's some of the best writing we've ever had.
I really don't have. I have to like pick what I watch nowadays, and grad school's kicking my butt. But
yeah, I mean, if I can give it any praise, it's like Game of Thrones level writing meeting Star Wars, and then those two colliding and giving us that show. So that's like my pitch for it.
I've heard it's incredible.
Everyone
said it's incredible. It's grounded. It really shows you the evils of the Empire, besides just a vague darkness, right?
For sure.
I just need to get to it.
It does a great job of showing the evils of the Empire, but it also does a great job of humanizing the evil of the Empire and showing you some of the other people on the other side and how they got into that situation and their ideologies and viewpoints on what's going on.
And that even the rebellion has to do ugly things to like stay in the fight or to even fight back. You have to, war's not pretty. Nobody's in the right completely. The rebellion does some horrible stuff in Andor, just as the Empire does.
Sounds like you might love Red Rising.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to hop into it, which kind of can segue into mine. Continue watching. Within the last 3 weeks, I've done a lot of different stuff. I've been kind of all over the place. I went on my honeymoon and had 9 days of pretty much just chill, hanging out time. Made it through Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson. This chonker read that in 1 week. I need some praise in the chat for that one. And all I can say about this book and this series, because I know I've talked about it, we're going to talk about it a little more in a little bit. I have a whole segment for me and JT to talk about. What I'm going to say about Rhythm of War is out of the Stormlight Archives books, there's 5 so far. I've read the first 4. This is my least favorite of the 4, but it's such a credit to Brandon Sanderson that I can still give it a 4.5 out of 5 in my opinion. That the worst book in this series is still that dang good. This book is long. There's parts of it that are very deep dives into the whole science and the way the world works, the magic systems and everything. But the way that the characters are evolving, the arcs that they're on. I know that I mentioned in our last episode that Kaladin is becoming one of my favorite fictional characters, and this book just like amplified that like tenfold. Like, this is Kaladin's book. There's so many good moments for him in this, and just the way that he wraps up his arc in this book is just so good. I can't speak enough good about the way that he world builds and connects things, and this is the first Cosmere book that I've encountered so far in my journey that feels like he's starting to tie stuff together outside of just the Stormlight planet. There is big, big, big stakes happening. I'm talking, no spoilers, but I'm talking God level characters interfering with events, gods manipulating the minds of men in order to use them like puppets. And this is becoming much less of a small, secluded kind of story, and it's very quickly approaching a Cosmere scale event. Whatever he's building towards, I have probably 8 more Cosmere books to read, which leads me into my continued watching, because, I mean, that one's done. I've been reading Elantris. This is Brandon's first book that he wrote, and you can definitely tell in a lot of ways that he's evolved his writing and gotten a lot better. I will say that in terms of this book being a standalone, I am not fully sold. I'm well over a third of the way in, and I'm still waiting to hit that point where I'm really clicking with it. But it's not bad. And that, again, just says to the credit of the author, if you can have me sort of on the fence, I'm mainly reading this book just to finish the Cosmere, but I'm still finding parts to enjoy, still finding characters I like. It just says a lot. In terms of shows, I have started Code Geass as of like 2 hours ago. I watched the first episode because I realized I need another anime to be watching. I finished One Piece. I've watched a couple in the past year. And as I am reading Elantris, I am also hopping back into some manga because it's been a little bit. And I decided to take a crack at Bleach because everyone and their mother says Bleach is so great. The villains are so well done. And I'm about 25 chapters in, and I absolutely love it so far. I'm excited to see where it goes. Excited to see where Code Geass goes. And then my last thing, because I know, like I said, I had a whole lot of stuff to get through. The last thing I wanted to bring up was Sunday, this last Sunday, I think that was the 21st. We got the first episode of Season 3 of The House of the Dragon. And I can confidently say that if that's not a 10, it's a 9.8. That episode was an hour and 25 minutes, which I did not expect when I started it. I thought it was going to be the typical like 50-minute episode. And it just reminded me how much I love being in Westeros, how much I love the dynamic with these characters all battling it out for the throne, the backstabs, the relationships. And I think that the strongest thing House of Dragon does is remind you that before any of this happened, Rhaenyra Targaryen and Alicent Hightower were best friends. And I think that carries into this season even more, of seeing just how far people around them are going to take this battle, how much they're willing to do, but then seeing that relationship between the two of them still have some conflict to it, right? You want to be friends still, you want this to resolve, but have we moved too far past it? Have we done too much evil to repair any of that, right? I can't see this getting fixed anymore. But I cannot wait to see where this season goes, because so far this one episode was probably better than 99% of season 2.
Good to hear.
Good stuff.
I might finally have to watch Game of Thrones.
I think you need to.
Dude. Yeah, Game of Thrones
it's the same thing. I just know I just know the ending's so terrible. I know the books are never gonna get finished, so it's really hard for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair, but it's still worth experiencing, even for those first 6 seasons.
Yeah, 100%. The first 4 seasons and 5 and 6 as well, are some of the best TV ever made. 100%.
Genuinely.
So well written, insane action, great characters. Totally recommend.
Yeah. Reed, you got anything?
When I that's my list of when I graduate.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been up to too much. I haven't made much more progress on Attack on Titan yet, just because I've been so busy recently. I went on vacation last week, so I started the first Mistborn book, and it's pretty good so far. I'm not like super far into where like a ton of stuff is happening. Everything's kind of building up right now, and people are still meeting each other. But I've really enjoyed what I've read so far. I thought it's really interesting. He has a lot of unique things to his world that aren't in a lot of other worlds or like other universes. So it's interesting to see how he's kind of creating these different mechanics and how he's gonna what am I looking for? Implement those later on in the story. Yeah.
For sure.
So I haven't really had any more games or like shows that I've started. I just right before we watched this, I just finished the finale for Andor season 1 because I'm rewatching it because my dad wanted to watch it. So yeah, that is a really good season of not only Star Wars television but just television in general. That first season and second season too. George, when you get to a specific episode, you're going to be disappointed that you waited this long to watch it to where not many people talk about it anymore. Like,
It's true.
when these episodes first came out, Chandler and I would watch them in his room like the night they came out, and like all of social media was talking about how good these episodes were, and like people kind of just not forgotten about it now. It's just not mentioned enough. But when you get to those episodes, you're gonna know when you see it. But they're just phenomenal.
They would come out each week in like 3-episode parts, and so it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I remember we would sit down and just binge all 3 in one sitting. And I remember the episode he's talking about. You'll know it when you hit it. But when that episode ended, we just kind of looked at each other, like blank
We, like, didn't
faced.
talk at all.
We didn't say a word. We just like pressed the next episode. We were like, I gotta freaking process what I just watched. Like I've said before, I think that has like one of the strongest depictions of war I've ever seen, and it's set in a fictional like sci-fi universe. You'll know when you get to it. It's just phenomenal. But that's good to hear that you're enjoying Mistborn so far. I will say book 1 takes a second to pick up, and if you enjoy book 1, books 2 and 3 just hit the ground running with everything he starts in book 1. So I know, George, you said you're a decent way through the first book as well. So I'm excited for you guys to read this trilogy. I think it's one of the strongest conclusions to a trilogy I've ever read. The ending of the third book had me crying. It's
an incredible conclusion.
It's so good. And the second you're done, drive over to my house, pick up my copy of Way of Kings. It's sitting on the shelf right there waiting for you.
I guess, do I get a section?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely.
So I have been reading something called Empire of the Vampire. It's the second book right here. Wow. First of all, it is one of the most unique books I've ever read because I feel like vampires for lack of a better term, vampires have gotten too sexy. Like,
I blame Twilight.
they're not monsters they're not monsters anymore. They're even not just in Twilight. Like I read everything. Like I've read romantasy books because they're fun sometimes. Like I really like. I'll be honest. Throne of Glass. That series I'd say it's in my top 10 favorite series. I love Throne of Glass. Like, and I wouldn't even call Throne of Glass romantasy because there's no sex scenes probably till like book 5. So like, it's I.
Can I borrow book 5 real quick?
All right, Reed.
I really do. I also read the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I did not like those ones. I hated that one, but I like Throne of Glass. Anyway, so those books like that, they have like vampire-esque creatures. They call them or like the Fae or what have you, and they're not really monsters. They're just misunderstood creatures and all that, and that kind of bothers me to an extent. This book makes vampires scary again. Well, it's the second one, but because it's very much it's set in such a unique setting. It's set in like a medieval France type place. So the characters speak French, kind of like they'll say French. They call each other like Mademoiselle and Monsieur and all that stuff. But it's not set in France. It's a made up new fantasy world. And there's also they have their own version of Catholicism. They call it the One Faith, and they have a Jesus figure called the Redeemer. So and they have nuns and priests and all this stuff. So it's very much vampires have the same weaknesses. They're weak to holy symbols, to holy water, silver. They can't come inside unless you invite them. Yada yada. But it's our main character is a vampire hunter who is half vampire, right? Kind of like Blade sort of thing. But in this world, they're like, vampires are they're of the dead, basically. They're demons. They're not like he and his mother. At least I haven't gotten that far. I don't even know who his father is yet. We're in book 2. But the point is, the majority of these, the reason these people, pale bloods they call them, who are like the half vampire, are born is because the vampires like basically assaulted their mothers. It's not like they fell in love with a vampire. It's like, no, this vampire just completely took advantage of this person, kind of thing.
That's dark.
It's just, yeah, it is. It's implied that his mother might have fallen. We haven't really gotten there yet. It's implied that he might be different because he's the main character, right? But for the most part, vampires, even like one you thought if you think they're your ally, they're not. Like they have whole like they call them the laws, and one of the laws is called like dead tongues heated is dead tongues tasted. It's like you should just don't listen to a vampire, or they're gonna eat you, basically. It's just so unique and cool, and you're hearing it from the perspective. The story starts with like he's in prison. It's like he's older now, and he's getting interviewed by like a vampire historian, and you find out the vampires have taken over the world. Like the world's been taken over by vampires. They're in charge now, and he's the last living vampire hunter. Like since we are in charge now, we want to know the human history. Tell us your story, vampire hunter. And you're listening to it, and then as you're going through, you're learning. Oh, there's actually a reason they want his story. There might be still some hope left for the humans in the present, and they're trying to like squash it by listening to his story. And it's just like, it's so unique and cool, and it's kind of flown under the radar. Like I feel like it's not talked about enough. Like the only reason I found out about it is because I watched who talk about Red Rising, basically picked it up and he was like, I like this better than Red Rising. And I was like, that's insane. That's like your whole brand is Red Rising. So that's what got me into it. And I don't think I like it better than Red Rising, but I do think it is just so incredibly unique and cool. And I am just, as soon as I finished the first book, I immediately went to Barnes & Noble and bought the other 2. Like, so it's incredible. I got for a minute there, but
what was it?
Add it to your TBRs. Empire of the Vampire. Just rolls off the tongue.
It does roll off the tongue.
Very, very crass, I will say that. It's male written, but it has like sex scenes in it, which is kind of a unique thing that male authors don't usually do. So that is something that's kind of unique. Hold on. Yes.
It's right up George's alley.
Yeah.
George's alley.
Oh well, I probably will. I'll probably be on this call for a while, so just say good night now. Yes, please. All right, good night, Dad. Love you.
Well, that can kind of segue us in because I know that there's a lot in this episode that I want us all to have a lot to talk about and everybody have some input on. JT, while you're here, you have been like the lighthouse on the hill for my Cosmere journey because this is the guy that I will text probably way too often about the most obvious reveals, but every single time I hit a point in these books where I'm like, oh my gosh, they did that, or oh my gosh, I can't believe that just connected, or like this story's getting so big, like these things are happening. I'm always texting him. He's read all of them. He's finished the whole Cosmere, and so every time that I have like those hype moments, you're my go-to. And last episode, I got a little chance to kind of pitch the Cosmere because I know it's becoming a lot more mainstream nowadays. But I wanted to kind of pitch it in a different way this time, okay? And now that you're here, I think that we both have some valuable input because there's parts I haven't read yet. There's parts that you have read. So with just a little bit of time for each kind of thing he has in that universe, I wanted to kind of take a second. So like we could do a quick summary of Mistborn, quick summary of Stormlight, kind of recommend some of the standalones if people are wanting to just kind of start it but not commit to like a whole trilogy yet, that kind of thing. So if you want to do Mistborn, I can do Stormlight since it's fresh on the mind.
Sure. I mean, you haven't even finished Stormlight yet.
No, I haven't.
So.
But we're keeping it spoiler free. So this is all just kind of a elevator pitch. Somebody walks up to you. What'd you say, George?
I said, please do not spoil.
No, we won't.
Okay.
I'm not you guys.
Mistborn is probably the perfect introduction to hard magic. Because for all our listeners, hard magic is magic defined by a specific set of rules and stuff. Soft magic would be Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, where stuff just kind of happens based on what's convenient. Harry Potter can be argued to be hard magic. I would argue it's soft magic because her rules suck. Yeah. But so Mistborn is very much a hard magic system. How it's clearly explained how it works. Everything they do makes sense. There's very few assholes. And even if it is an asshole, it's because of a lack of understanding of the magic in universe, and it's also explained that way. Not just here's a new spell we can do. All right, so it's very much like it. You'll get there that way. So that's the magic system. It's really cool, very good introduction to hard magic. The story itself begins as a rebellion against a dark empire in a dark world, and it ends with a cosmic conflict. And the way you get there, the build up to it, the whole time, you feel like you are this close to getting it. Like, I'm almost there. I'll understand it now. Just the next clue, I'll get it. And you're never quite there. And then when the reveals hit, it is some of the most satisfying, eureka moments ever. Like, he builds up, and then when you do get it, you're like, why didn't I see that before? Why didn't I get that? He's been hinting at this for 3 books. And it is just incredible, beautiful, super complex characters, very, very very well written female character, very well written relationship, realistic banter. The heist team is all fun. No character feels bland. So I don't know. That was very general. I didn't go.
No, that's fine. That's kind of what I was wanting. It's the first book is very much a heist book, and if that's your vibe, a heist in a fantasy world with a cool magic system. I say that once you finish book 1, it would be very hard to put it down and not read book 2. It locks you in.
I know it's a hot take, but I think book 2 is the worst one, but it's still a 4.5.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I think that 2 plays around a lot where it didn't need to, but the way it deepens the lore, the high points in it are very high, and then anything I would have walked through a swamp to get to book 3. Book 3 is just, it's ridiculous how good the Hero of Ages is. So I like the way you were talking about it, because Brandon does that a lot with his writing, where it feels like you're really close, like you said, to figuring something out, and you realize you are a whole football field away from where he's trying to go, right? And I think that is especially strong in the Stormlight Archives, right? I showed you the book I was reading. They're each about 1,200 pages, bare minimum. Okay, these are big books. And not the prologue, but there's like a prelude and a prologue to the first book, one of the two.
There's 3 prologues.
Yeah, there's a lot to get going in the first book. But essentially, the Way of Kings starts setting up a lot of different characters. You follow lots of different point of views in these books. You follow a girl who is going on to try and steal something, very much like a heist thing, from a mentor figure. You have a soldier, ex-soldier, now slave, trying to find his purpose in life, trying to figure out what's worth fighting on for. You follow the brother to an assassinated king, and this is like the legend of legends. This is like the soldier of all time, right? He's the one that they talk about, like everybody knows his name. He's so strong, but now he's plagued by visions of this higher purpose he thinks he needs, right? And it's, can you override the reputation and the identity you've built for yourself for so long? And that theme keeps going. The theme of finding your purpose. What is there to look forward to? What can you contribute to the world that you feel you don't have a place in sometimes? There's lots of themes of finding yourself, whether that is in a very physical way in books 3 and 4, or whether that's in just a mental game of, struggling through depression. And there's lots of mental health issues in Stormlight, and I think all of them are handled extremely well. But outside of all of that, there is big old stakes like I was talking about. There are huge creatures in the world that exist. There is a majority of book 1 and 2 takes place on this place called the Shattered Plains. It's a big old battlefield.
Such a cool location.
And think of it like the Grand Canyon everywhere. Everything is little plots of land surrounded by giant like cliff chasms and everything. And like the only way to get through is to carry a bridge, lay it down, everybody runs to the next set of land, pick up the bridge, run down, put the bridge down, and continue. It's very inefficient, and that's why those slaves are the ones to get thrown out there in a bridge crew first. So you get to follow this soldier in a bridge crew, and you figure out his story. The way I can pitch the first book is there's a king who is killed. That's not a big thing that you wouldn't get off the dust jacket of the book. There's a king that's murdered.
This is how I picture the Shattered Plains.
The way that you get the first chapter of the book, I remember starting The Way of Kings and being like, this makes no sense. Because I'm coming from Mistborn, where I've kind of figured out the magic. Stormlight, the prologue, you have to reread it once you finish 2 or 3 books for it to make sense. Because the way that he writes the magic assumes you understand everything about it. He's not holding your hand anymore. He's just writing like he would have written on book 4. And so it's very confusing. You kind of get lost. And you just got to trust him to take you along on this ride. You will get information as you need it, and you will always have more questions. It's very Attack on Titan, where he kind of gives you an answer, but that gives you 4 more questions. And luckily, you have 5 1,200-page books to read to give you plenty of character arc, so much character work. JT and I were talking about this the other day. We feel like the books do such a good job of focusing on like the in the moment stuff, because in the grand scheme of a 1,200-page book, they're not super duper eventful in terms of big events, big conflicts. A lot of it is conversations. A lot of it is world building. A lot of it is understanding the lore as the characters understand it. And it's such a good series. So that's Mistborn. That's Stormlight. There's plenty of standalone
add some
books.
Context to Stormlight, real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
The story. It's important to know in this world, magic has been gone or missing for like hundreds of years.
600 years,
so
I think.
This 600 years, is that what it is?
I think it's something like that, yeah.
Something crazy, something insane. So like nobody alive has seen magic or any of that, right? So when our new characters we're following start to get magic, it becomes like a religious issue, like everyone, like that kind of thing. I've never seen a more fleshed out world. I haven't done a lot. Maybe I haven't read epic fantasy as much. I'd say Malazan gets close, but I'm not finished. I've only read 3 books of Malazan. But where every country feels like an actual country.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not just like Star Wars where every planet is the same culture everywhere, right? It's every country on this continent has a religion. They have shared religion, but different sects of said religion. It's just if you love world building, this is the book for you. That's all I wanted to add. That
Absolutely. So go read it. Go give it a shot. Go start with Mistborn. Brandon recommends it. Everyone online will recommend it. Read the first 3. If you're still loving it, you want more, The Way of Kings is always sitting there. You are hard pressed to find a TikTok book recommendation that does not bring up The Way of Kings. it is insanely hard to find one that doesn't talk about just how incredible it is. There have been parts that made me tear up. There's been parts of it that have made me cheer. There's been parts of it where I sit down and I'm like, I can't stop reading now, and I'll read 300 pages in one sitting because I just can't stop. It's so much high praise that I could give to a series. I cannot wait to see what they do when they adapt it into a show, and hopefully it's done well to get some people into this series.
Yeah.
But
very excited for that show.
We kind of went off on a little tangent there. I just wanted to plug that while you were here because, again, you've been so instrumental in me reading them and answering questions and being there for all the hype moments. So, moving on, like I said, it's been real time 3 weeks since we posted an episode. On Spotify, it's only been one, but we have had a couple of movies come out since then, and I just kind of wanted to briefly address a few of them. I'll save our longer review for last. So, George, you have watched the new, is it a reboot or is it just a continuation? What are we talking about with Scary Movie?
I haven't seen any of the other Scary movies. This was the first Scary movie I've seen. Apparently this is the 6th, but it's kind of like the 3rd because the first original Scary movies were helmed by the Wayans brothers. And then like 3, 4, and 5 weren't. They were made by different people. So it's kind of like the 3rd movie to the first 2, but it's also the 6th movie in the franchise. But it's the first movie
that's like Friday the 13th.
I know.
We got a timeline.
Yeah. Anyway, first movie I've seen of the franchise. I don't understand why there's so much hate online, or I've seen a lot of negative reviews for the movie saying that, oh, this wasn't funny, it was super boring. I completely disagree. I think this is one of the funniest movies I've seen in a minute. I mean, it might be stupid, like, kind of slapstick humor type stuff, but I thought it was hilarious. I think they did a great job doing gags and bits based off of recent horror movies. I think all of that was done super well. Obviously it's not going to be anything insane plot-wise, but I think it was super funny, and I don't understand why there's so much hate online or people saying that they thought it wasn't funny or it was stupid, because I completely disagree with that. So I think you should go see a Scary Movie.
You got a rating out of 5?
Letterboxd, I think I went with 3.5. I'm going to double check that real quick. Yeah, I went 3.5 because, I mean, obviously, it's not the greatest movie I've ever seen, but I just thought it was so funny that it's a 3.5 for me.
Valid. Well, let's move into one that... Oh, no, continue.
There's a bit about K-pop demon hunters.
No way.
That caught me so off guard. Dude, that's one of the funniest bits I've seen in a minute out of anything. It was hilarious.
That's great. Well, awesome. There is one that only George and I have seen as far as I know, and that is the He-Man Masters of the Universe movie that had come out, I would say probably 3 weeks ago now-ish. George just had a second, so I can start us off here. It's a movie I saw.
Oh my god.
I listen, I don't know a lot about He-Man. I maybe watched a couple episodes, growing up of the animated show. I thought it was a cool concept. And I'll give props where props are due. I think this is one of Jared Leto's best movies. I think he's so good as Skeletor. Sure. I do think the jokes in this movie are funny. I love the way that they integrate humor with him actually still being menacing. I didn't think that anything could pull it off the way they did, because there'll be one moment where you're like, oh crap, this guy's so strong, and then he's like doing some slapstick gag after that, and then you're chuckling at him. It's like if they give Sauron some humor. That's kind of what it felt like. It doesn't sound like it would work, but he did it so well. The movie itself, I thought it was a typical blockbuster summer action movie. There's not a lot of substance to it. The plot is extremely predictable and straightforward. There are some hype moments, specifically when he gets the sword and everything. There's some good bits in it, but for the most part, it was fine. I went to see it by myself, and there was a couple moments where I'm like, "Am I gonna finish this?" I don't know, man. But that's just me. And I mean, I had just gotten back from a trip. Maybe I was tired, but there was parts of it that were not working for me. I want to hear what you thought, because I think I gave it like a 5 out of 10. Which I think that's not bad. That just means it's right in the middle of being good and bad, right? So there's parts I like. There's a lot of parts I didn't like. If you're looking at it narratively, this movie is just like the most straightforward, I gotta go fight the bad guy that took my parents type movie you've ever seen. But the action's cool, and I love the way they shot the fight scenes. Like the movement of the camera and everything is really cool. It's very cartoon.
Yeah, no, and honestly, I think everything you said makes sense, and I see how you could have felt like that. I just disagree. I think it was you're right. I mean, narratively, it's super straightforward, kind of predictable, but it was really fun. I think Nicholas Galitzine, right? That's how you say his name?
I think so.
I
Yeah.
think he was great as He-Man. I think he was funny and he was endearing. The action was awesome. I think they used a lot of creative camera angles. They had like some impact frame type moments. I think his transformation scene was awesome. He looks great as He-Man. I thought it was pretty funny as well. Skeletor was obviously a highlight. I think it's Jared Leto's best role that I've seen. I mean, I don't know how many Jared
Other
Leto
than
roles I've
Morbius,
seen.
right?
I have
Are we
not
counting
seen that
Morbius?
movie.
Don't forget about 2 Morbius, the sequel, right?
Oh yes.
It's
Or
Morbin
of
time.
course Morbius 3 Electric Boogaloo.
But before you continue, George, I still to this day, I know it's been years now, one of my favorite things the internet has collectively done was hype Morbius up to the point that Sony re-released it thinking people actually enjoyed it just for it to make $140,000 in the whole country.
That's bad.
I love it so much.
I was sitting in Discord playing a Destiny 2 dungeon, and there was somebody else in the Discord, like a 7th person, who was just bored. And I was like, we had a whole bit about we were morbsexuals, like we were only attracted to Morbius. And this person, while all the 6 of us were raiding, made a morbsexual flag, and we all put it as our Discord profile pic for like a week.
That's amazing. I think you might have to.
Dude, it was incredible. I gotta find it. I don't know where I put the morbsexual flag. I have it in my phone somewhere. Find it while you guys keep talking.
I just think my biggest thing is that I don't know. It was super fun and I enjoyed it a lot. It's super straightforward, but I honestly just didn't care. I just had a great time. I think the action was pretty cool. I think the for the most part, the visuals and the CGI were really good. I think there's definitely some wonky moments, but the visuals were awesome. The world of Eternia was really cool. I remember watching some He-Man from the 80s back when I was a kid, so it hit a little bit of that nostalgic nerve for me. You know, nothing. I don't really remember what happened in any of those episodes, but I do remember watching them, and so yeah. I mean, I just had a lot of fun. That's my main takeaway, and I gave it a 4 on Letterboxd. On rewatch, I think that could go down to a 3.5, but my enjoyment coming out of the theater was a 4. So, oh my goodness.
Well, let's segue into the big one that I think that we as a friend group have been holding off on fully diving into until we were here. I know it was kind of hard to stop initial reactions because we all rode in the car back from this movie. Steven Spielberg is still making movies in the Big 26, and we got his newest movie this week or this month, Disclosure Day. Very, very mixed reviews start us off, Reed.
I really enjoyed
Disclose
it.
your opinion, if you will.
Yeah, this is
So
Disclosure Day. Is an actual
doing-
line from the movie, by the way.
Are we doing ratings? Let's do ratings.
Are
And
we doing spoilers or no?
We can do spoilers, JT. Are you cool with that?
I'm not gonna watch it.
Okay, spoilers it is.
Yeah.
I was
This
really
is-
excited for like a cool reveal alien movie. Then all the trailers said no. It's just kind of meh. All the reviews. I was like, oh, okay, then I don't care.
We'll get into it.
This is your spoiler warning for Disclosure Day. Okay, Reed, George and I, what are our scores out of 10? Let's go. 3, 2, 1. 7 out
High
of 10.
7. High 7, low 8.
Low 7, maybe 6.
Four and a half to 5.
Oh boy, here we go.
It's in that range, maybe 4.75 out of 10.
There is a lot of things in this movie that work really well. It is Steven Spielberg. I will never disrespect my GOAT. He's given us some of the greatest movies that I have ever watched, and I love so much of his work. That being said, there are parts of this movie that if there had been another 20 minutes thrown in, if there had been a little bit of exposition, there had been a little bit more kind of explanations to things, I feel like it would go up in my book. My main problems are around the ending. Not necessarily the ending, but I'd say like right when it hits that fourth quarter of the movie is where I'm like, okay, you lost me. Because I was with it. I loved the action. I loved the chase scenes. I thought they were fun. There's some cool ones. The scene on the train gave me anxiety. Like, I thought that was really well done. And then there is MacGuffins. Then there is some unexplained alien tech and things like that. And a lot of people, that's going to work for them, and they love that kind of stuff. For me, I felt like the movie had stayed grounded for the entirety of it, where it was, we're on the run, we're gonna leak this data, we have all this stuff that we're gonna reveal to the public, we're gonna do all this until it hits a point, and then now they're using alien crystals to do whatever they need. It's kind of like you said, where the Harry Potter magic felt very much like it does what you need in the moment. That's kind of like what the MacGuffins in this movie do. It's like, oh, somebody's coming, let's cloak ourselves. Oh, let's make ourselves look like animals. Let's use it to turn on all of the power in the room. Let's use it, like, it just gets used in a lot of different ways, and I don't necessarily have a problem with that if it had been addressed or explained beforehand, or if they had done any sort of, like, the reason it can do this is because of this. Like, the movie ends right where I wish it had ended in the middle. So, like, if the ending for that movie had been the middle of the movie, and you got so much more of, like, the world fallout and, like, everyone's opinions about these aliens getting revealed, and, like, this blows up on national news. I do like an ambiguous ending. I think that they're cool. I like endings that make me think. I like endings that make me not, like, question what happens after this. And this did give me a little bit of that, but it also left me with so much that I wanted to see that didn't happen in this movie. And there is so much in this movie that I felt like could have been sped through quicker than they did. In terms of, you have this information, you want to leak it, could have been leaked in the first 20 minutes. Other than revealing the alien. But they had that in custody. What could have stopped them from, like, live streaming it from their facility anyway? And then she leaks everything else. And then those two just kind of work together. I mean, it's the internet. But, again, I want to hear what you guys think. Reed, throw some positive spins on it, because I know you were a lot higher on this one than we were. Yeah, what do you think? What did you think?
I really don't understand some of the complaints that people have about this movie. And it's the same thing Chandler was saying about Masters of the Universe. I understand if the plot is maybe a little bit straightforward, but I mean, it's a Steven Spielberg directed movie with John Williams' score.
That was peak, by the way.
The cast is good. The acting is all good. The music is good. Like, the problems that I feel, and I've gone to watch this twice because I went with you guys and then I went again to watch it with my sister and brother-in-law when I went on vacation with them. So I feel like the second time I watched it, I did notice more on rewatch than I did the first time, and it was kind of just like these one lines and like that are in the middle of all this dialogue. There's like one line here that's like, oh, that actually explains a lot that I didn't understand the first time. Like with Coleman Domingo's character and with the aliens and stuff like that. And I feel like the complaints about stuff not being explained enough isn't really valid. I feel like you don't need every single factor of something to be explained in a movie for it to be good or for it not to be like just a MacGuffin. Like when people watch A New Hope, Obi-Wan tells Luke, hey, this is the Force, okay? This is the Force. Later, Obi-Wan just disappears using the Force. He comes back and talks to Luke using the Force, and now Luke, who it's like his second time ever flying, destroys the Death Star using the Force. That is like the definition of a MacGuffin. Like it did what the plot needed it to. Now, MacGuffins are not always bad. I love A New Hope, and I think that that's great. And the Force allowed him to do that because that's what it is. The technology in this movie allows the characters to do what it does, and they explain it to the extent that it needs to be explained to. I think if it had been explained more, people would be complaining that it's just like word vomit, or that they're over explaining, or they're just laying it out and you don't need to actually pay attention to understand what it is. I think the way that they did everything worked. I don't necessarily think anything needed to be explained more than it was, because I feel like when you rewatch it, there's so many details that you notice. And I know George said on his review he needs to rewatch it, but I just feel like there's a lot of details that you guys may not have noticed or may be forgetting, and that's swaying your opinion a little bit. But I think 4 or 5 out of 10 is crazy.
I don't want to compare
people.
Listen. Apples and oranges, let's compare it to his other works, like him personally, not to other movies, to him and his work, right? It's the same thing that people had a problem with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull being the 4th Indiana Jones movie, right? It's a classic indie movie, big adventure. You know, he maybe brought him back a little too old. That's fine. Throw in some new characters. Everything works, and then you get to the end, and they're in a temple full of aliens, and this alien, like, just gets up and flies off. And everyone's like, what has this franchise done? Like, what are we doing? It didn't work then, and people didn't like it. That is widely considered the worst Indiana Jones movie, right? Because the whole movie was grounded, a whole adventure, then you get to an alien. Okay? And I know it's a little different because we knew this was an alien movie from the start, but if you compare that to Raiders of the Lost Ark, they're searching for the Ark the whole movie. Grounded. Okay, it's a little supernatural when they open the Ark and everyone dies, right? But that's not like Indiana Jones opened the Ark and then he's using all of the spirits and throwing them at people and he's controlling everything, right? He was just sitting there when it happened around him, and I mean, it could have targeted him in the moment too. And I think that's the reason that one works, but Kingdom of the Crystal Skull doesn't, right? Because he's not doing anything, and then all of a sudden in Crystal Skull you got aliens and all these sorts of things going on. And so I just felt that way, where like I like the idea that Emily Blunt's character was like able to communicate and she understood their language, and I like the way, well, she could talk in it and then the other guy could understand it. I really thought that was a cool dynamic. My problem was that it should have been left at that ability, right? I thought that was interesting enough. You have 2 translators on the Earth, but then them using the alien tech just didn't work for me because they haven't, like, maybe they've used it before, maybe they hadn't. These were all like hidden memories they didn't remember, right? It's like if you had amnesia and then all of a sudden you remember that you can ride a bike. Okay, are you going to immediately be able to get on a bike and start riding? Probably not, because your brain hasn't done it in forever. So if the idea was that they learned how to use this tech when they were children, right, and now they're picking it back up as adults, should they be able to use it perfectly and do all the things they needed to do in that moment? Probably not. So I really, like I said, I loved the idea of the movie. When the trailer came out, I thought it was so good. I like the whole, she's able to speak in their language, the other guy can translate it. That's a cool dynamic. You have both of them working together. What I didn't like was everything when they got to the crystal and on. I thought that if you had left it with that stuff, the whole rest of the movie could still technically play out the same if you take out the cutting the generators off, right? Because they still bring the alien out, they could still translate for it, and I would have been fine with that. If you literally just cut out the crystal thing at the last little bit of the movie, it would go up a whole point, in my opinion. But I also understand your point of saying it's kind of like the Force and the way you use it, how you need. And, you know, maybe it's because I grew up with Star Wars and I didn't grow up with this, or maybe I'm just looking through this in a critical lens or whatever. But also Star Wars is a space fantasy. It's not sci-fi. And fantasy has magic and everything, and sci-fi usually explains the types of technology it uses, and this movie didn't even attempt to.
I feel like it's kind of what you said a little bit. Indiana Jones, for like, Kingdom was the fourth movie, right?
Yeah.
Fourth, okay. For 3 movies, well, really 3 3/4 movies, it's been Indiana Jones grounded the whole time with maybe a little bit of supernatural in there. And then the last bit is when you get an alien. That's the first time you get an alien in the movie. The first, like, is it literally the first scene of the movie? Yeah, the first scene of the movie, or the first sequence, we see the alien artifact. Like, this isn't something that just happens at the end of the movie. It's been the main factor of the movie the entire time. But also, I feel like you wanting it to be grounded is just your expectation of it. Because in the trailer, we see her talk in an alien language. We see a UFO in the trailer. Like, there's all these different things that we see in the trailer that show that it's not maybe supposed to be that grounded. Like, I know the trailer, it kind of looks like more like a Jason Bourne type thing. But I feel like showing those things in the trailer showed that it's not just like your ordinary, like, keep the secrets away kind of thing. Like, it had something more than that. And I had something else I was going to say.
I mean, that'd be like getting to the end of a Mission Impossible movie and Ethan Hunt just starts force choking somebody. Like,
I know, but that's what I'm saying. They explain these things.
That would be good.
But like, they explained these things in the movie. Also, Emily Blunt was able to do that because of that spaceship scene. Which I don't know if you and George just like fell asleep during that spaceship scene, because that explained like 90% of the problems you have with it. You remember they went in together holding the thing, right?
Yeah.
And Josh O'Connor like freaked out and he left the vision, and she grabbed back a hold of the artifact and went back in, and remember, then it was the grown-up her on the table. Her memory of what had happened that night was blocked, which is why she was never able to remember what happened. It was just these small details here and there. The reason that they did it, and people are like, oh, it's stupid, they rebuilt the house and did all this. They did this to send her back to that night because it had been blocked off. She needed to remember what had happened that night and basically re-trigger her memory from what happened. And when she went back in that second time, it was adult her. And remember, that ring came down of the artifacts and it flashed on her eye. That is her being given the knowledge of the aliens. When it showed them both as kids on the beds, that is them being given the knowledge of the aliens on, one, how to speak their language, and one, how to understand the language. When she goes back in and they do it again, now she is able to use the artifact to its full potential because she's given the full knowledge of the aliens when she's a grown-up and actually knows how to do it. After that is when we get, I'm going to make the house invisible, I'm going to turn the TVs back on, which, I mean, I get if you not like the TV thing. But after that scene is where we get, I'm going to make the house invisible, I'm going to make the fire trucks invisible, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Before that, the only thing we had seen it used for was, do they call it diving?
Yeah.
I think, or something like that. Like, the only time that they used it for something new was directly following a scene that explains exactly how she was able to use it for these things.
And, you know...
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
How did Hugo, Coleman Domingo's character, know about Meredith's experience with the aliens when she was 10 years old?
So, they said, and this was another thing that's just like there. You notice the things here and there on rewatch. Colin Firth's character mentions in a line that
before you go, another thing, when Josh O'Connor's in the field and he's like, "Oh, I can understand this." Coleman Domingo acts like, "Oh, you can understand it? Okay, well, you're the second person." But then in a different part of the movie, it also acts like he knew that he was the other person that they needed, and then it goes back on itself.
I mean, that could have just him being like him playing along in the moment. Maybe he didn't realize at the beginning that at the end he was trying to help encourage him and be like, "This is why you were chosen" or whatever. I don't know exactly what that is for that, but they mentioned Colin Firth's character mentioned in the movie that 5 years ago there was some like operation that had been disrupted and something had been taken, and he mentions that Hugo. It ended up that Hugo was the one that did that. And then at the end with the house, he has the same diving technology that Colin Firth's character did. He also has an artifact. So, I mean, it's safe to assume that these past like 5 years, however long it is, he's been doing all this on his own. He's been creating this new organization that he's doing. And then obviously if he has access to the alien at the end, he's probably been communicating with it in the past, which is probably how he's learned about Meredith and is it Daniel? So and he also mentions when Meredith calls him and he's like, "Oh, see, I'm talking about like Agent whatever," and he's like, "We've known about you for a while. We just wanted you to contact us first, or like we've been waiting for this moment." So obviously he was able to do something either with the artifact or with the alien that told us that he knew. Because we also know that the government in the security camera footage was testing aliens and they kept aliens, so it makes sense that when he decided to leave, he probably would have taken an alien with him so that he could have understood it.
Oh, did he understand the alien when the whole point of taking Meredith and Daniel was that they were the only ones that could understand the alien? How was he able to communicate with the alien that he stole in order to let him know about Meredith if Meredith was the only one that can communicate with the aliens in the first place?
I'm not saying he could like literally talk to it. I'm saying
then how did that happen?
I'm saying maybe there was
an object that makes everything in the plot go correctly.
I'm saying there may have been some way to communicate not by talking.
But how?
It was they were literally in the security camera footage. They were like testing it, and they were like, "Oh, it's in distress." Like they were like, "Oh, it's doing this."
Yeah,
it's doing
it was
that.
screaming and wailing like.
But they were explaining what it was doing, like its vocalization. But there's no way you would know. Like, how would you know that?
How would I know something's screaming in distress when we're sticking knives into it, doing surgery on it?
Something 6 billion light years away.
I think he's really happy.
Something 6 billion light years away could be like it could sound like a scream to us, and it means something completely different.
He was tweaking out. All the aliens were tweaking out on the table, like freaking clearly screaming out in pain, and they were doing live experiments on them. That's clearly distress.
But also, the alien has been the aliens have been tested on. So if Hugo is taking them and trying to help them understand and rescue them, why would they not help him? Also, they know to appear to us as animals to calm us. So how would they not be able to figure out a way to communicate to Hugo?
Because the only way that they could communicate with them was through Meredith and Daniel. That was the whole point of them.
She was no. She was the person that could tell like everyone else, and she could speak the language. She's not the only one. Like the aliens could still communicate to him, whether like they could have communicated to Hugo. That doesn't mean that Hugo just completely disrupts the rest of the plot of the movie.
That's just a bad plot, though.
But it's not if you just watch the movie and pay attention.
Bottom line for me is maybe all that was explained. Maybe I need to watch it again. And maybe it's just not the movie for me. Some movies just aren't, There's plenty
I
of
have
good
a lot
movies
more
that other
fun.
people don't like. I think that I'm just in the boat of this one didn't hit for me, and that's not a bad thing because I like almost all of his other movies. So
You can be the best flavor of ice cream ever, and some people just aren't gonna like ice cream.
I could be mint
I mean,
chocolate chip, and people tell me I'm toothpaste.
You are toothpaste. As a dentist, you're toothpaste. Like I've got more to speak on that than most.
Your whole point with the Force, I see where you're coming from, but the Force is given an explanation in The New Hope as a guiding force that surrounds all life and flows through everyone. So it's easier.
He never says. Oh, also, we can use this to talk to each other after we die. No, that just happens at the end of the movie.
It's a life force that flows through everyone and connects everyone in the world through that force. So
But that doesn't explain being able to talk to somebody after you die.
But it's way better of an explanation as that how that could be possible than shiny silver amulet object. I'm invisible now. Let's dive into this character that we've been following for so long until they go out of the motel. And now that they're out of the motel and I give them the amulet, okay, now we're not going to dive into them again because we have Daniel.
That is like the only thing that I didn't like the first time, and I think on the second watch I realized why. Because directly after that scene, he's getting off of a plane, going to investigate. So I'm assuming he was probably on
Your biggest priority is getting the amulet back. Why would he be on the plane in the first place?
Because he was going to that place.
The field operative should be doing that for him. He's terrible as a field operative. The whole first scene of the movie is him trying to get the amulet back from Daniel, who's holding it out to him like some bomb that's going to explode the whole city, by the way. Never shows any consequence of that. Sets up stakes that this is some crazy weapon.
Well, they didn't understand what it did. They didn't understand what it did.
They clearly did because he uses it throughout the movie.
But I'm saying that to say that at the beginning, they don't understand yet. Like, they don't fully understand an alien technology. I think that is something that makes sense. If we got alien technology here, which we probably have, it would make sense that we don't understand every single thing about it. And it would be good to err on the side of caution when you're dealing with something that you don't understand. Which is why Iron Man's stupid, because he's creating something he doesn't understand.
Holy Lego collection. Oh my.
In the world.
Lego collection.
I've been money spreading with my books, but now I'm going to money spread with my actual life savings.
That's crazy. Yo.
What's your top three?
This is old. I'm going to transfer you to my phone camera. This is really hard to hold it. These are only about half of my collection. Maybe a little less than half.
Dude. If you're listening on Spotify, we're getting shown the holy grail of Lego collectors.
It's Lego Star Wars, yeah. It's all Lego Star Wars. Most of it is broken in my little dungeon closet. No, you can't see it, but I would say I have about 80. Broken. Yeah, I have about 80 sets, roughly, of Star Wars Legos. I've never actually looked up the value of them, but I think most of them probably appreciated. My favorite one. Let's go. Here we go. This is a classic. We have Malevolence.
Oh, Peak.
It's a good one.
Peak.
From Clone Wars. Yeah. Hold on. I'm scared to drop them.
Reed, I think this is actually going to segue us into what I asked you to work on.
I'm not done, by the way. I have more points.
Okay. I'm ready to defend them.
The Republic Attack Gunship's good.
The Republic Gunship's one of my favorites. Easily.
This is a 2008 set here.
Yes. I know exactly the one.
So this is an older one I have.
What's your oldest set?
My oldest one, I have a 2006 X-Wing.
Nice.
It's not built right now. It's broken somewhere in the dungeons.
May have you beat. Hold on. Let me see when this came out.
2006 X-Wing, and then I have. Yeah, so that's my oldest one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have the turbo tank. Well, it's not built right now, but I have the turbo tank before it got shitty. I have the OG turbo tank one before they made it smaller and more expensive.
Dude, Lego's just ridiculous pricing now. I won't buy it anymore.
Dude, I saw the new Slave 1. Someone had at their house. It's so tiny.
It's just big enough for the figure.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I think you mean Boba Fett's starship.
Get out.
Is that what it's called?
I do have you beat on year. I may have a couple earlier ones.
Oh, hold on.
I got the We'll wait.
Okay.
But no, I love Lego Star Wars. It's so fun.
Yeah, I collected since I was 5 years old. This is the first. Here it is.
Let me make sure my cord doesn't tangle.
The first set I got was like there's missing a bottom part with the transport stormtroopers.
What about the Lego Going Merry from One Piece?
Pretty fire.
I mean,
not Star Wars though, so I don't collect it.
Oh,
Mid piece.
But I think I got one though. I think I got one that makes Chandler jealous too. The original 2002 Jango Fett Slave one.
You have the Jango Fett Slave one?
I think if you Jango Fett Starship.
Yeah, Jango Fett Starship. My bad. Got the
dude. What?
And we got all the trap doors. We got the little cannons that come out.
That's actually fire. I always wanted that one, but I never. Dang. I have the 2012. I think is my slave one.
Yo.
So I guess now my fiance has 3 brothers, and they were given they got all these all the old Star Wars sets and stuff, and her mom would buy them all their own because they would fight over them, and we were just over there one time when we were looking through the Legos, and they were just like, oh yeah, you just go through it because they were all broken apart into pieces. All of them were apart in pieces. And different boxes. They were if you take the time and you go through with the instructions and rebuild, you can have whatever you rebuild.
That
so I was
is so awesome.
That's like American pickers going into some barn and being like, yo, we found a.
So I got let's see. I have the original Bounty Hunter Pursuit. I have Obi-Wan and Anakin's starfighters, the Vulture droid.
Don't you have the N1 starfighter with the chrome pieces?
Yeah, the UCS, yeah. There's probably another Jango Fett Slave one I could build. There's 3 of the original AT-ATs I could build. There's multiple Cloud City sets, but we can't find the Boba Fett anywhere. But I have all of the original characters
down the drain.
I know. Hold on a second.
I have the green, bright green Boba Fett.
Dude, I can't pick up my laptop because I'm plugged in with my mic and everything, but maybe I can maybe that's something we could do on our Instagram is take a video of our collections of stuff and post it, because this whole guest room is set up with all my stuff. I have the original Star Wars poster over here. This shelf is all Star Wars books behind me, the entire thing. And my lightsabers, popcorn buckets, collectibles, all Star Wars. This first 2 shelves are Cosmere books. The top is all of my One Piece, Naruto, and Hunter x Hunter pops. And then I have lots of Stephen King. I got lots of One Piece, Game of Thrones. All of my Magic the Gathering decks are over there. I got a whole lot of stuff down there.
Dude, it's so sick. Yeah, I one of these days, I keep saying it, but my Legos when I was little, whenever anything the set would break, they would just get mixed into a big pile.
Oh yeah.
So now it's it would take literal
lost to the bin
to find small individual pieces.
Yeah.
To put it all together. It's so sad 'cause I have some vintage sets. I have the indoor
Ooh,
base.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I have the indoor base, dude. I have Tantive 4. I think the only Tantive 4 they've ever made. I don't know if they ever made any other ones, but I have the Tantive 4. I have 2 old X-Wings. I have Anakin Starfighter. I have a ton of Clone Wars sets. I have AT-AT, not the original. I think I have the 2nd gen AT-AT.
That's the one that I had as well, growing up.
But I have so many cool sets that are just in pieces, and I just don't have time. Maybe if I have kids, I'll make them do it.
Yeah, so we got one of the first Anakins from Revenge of the Sith. We got
And hair piece is so bad.
Count Dooku.
The
I think
yellow
I have that
Count Dooku.
Dooku.
Let's go.
Bib Fortuna, original from
Yo,
Jabba's
Bib.
Palace.
They want the
Lando.
Lando.
We got Cloud City Luke. I had like 2 or 3 of these, which they're like crazy expensive for how simple like that print is. And then this is
It's a rarity
one of,
thing.
I think this is one of the more expensive ones I have. We
Yo,
got Watto.
No race is worth 2 slaves.
But then I got like,
Yo, good
I have but then I have like, we got Jedi Bob. We got George's favorite.
Wait, bring back Jedi Bob. You don't
Reed, I'm gonna have to borrow that
the
figure.
original gunship set? You have 2 Jedi Bobs?
Yo.
I might have to
There
buy
actually
a Bob
might be a
off you.
third in here.
Buy a
Maybe.
Bob
It
is
might have-
crazy.
I might have to buy a Bob, dude.
But buy the Bob. Hashtag buy the Bob.
Hashtag
Yeah,
buy the
buy
Bob.
that.
When Dad thinks I'm eating healthy, but I'm actually sipping on the Bob.
Sipping on the Bob.
Eating a glizzy and sipping on the Bob, dude.
Reed, do you have the
Yo.
thing I asked you to work on?
I do.
There were 2 of them.
So, I actually had to edit one of them as we spoke at the beginning of the episode.
You talking about games?
Let me move this stupid
Let me
set.
fire off like 3 more things real quick. The
Yeah.
whole crop circle scene from Disclosure Day has completely no relevance to the plot.
I can understand that.
Never addressed.
Literally genuinely made for the trailer.
I can understand that.
It's super interesting and then completely is never explored again.
Mhm.
Honestly, I think my biggest problem is that this was marketed as a sci-fi movie and it's at one chase scene after the next. There's a chase scene where they get away from the super mega corporation that controls the world and has hidden all the aliens, but cannot find 2 individuals with all their supplies. Their soldiers are completely idiotic. They don't know what they're doing. From one chase scene to the next, it's just them hiding behind a boulder that's right here. This entire squadron of soldiers is right here, and they just drove the car into the lake. Let's walk behind this rock right next to where they are and sit there and watch them and not run away.
Must have been the wind.
Oh, okay, they got away. And then, we're going to
That
walk
shit
away
wasn't
now.
on me.
It was the Arkham Batman
like,
of like just beating a guy to the pulp and then just hopping in the grate right below him and waiting.
Those
Yeah,
little things
yeah.
like that, I understand that because that's also what hurts the movie for me too. But like saying that there's too many chase scenes in a sci-fi movie, like that's not what it's advertised for. It's the same thing Chandler was saying with it not being grounded. But they show those chase scenes in the trailer. It's not like they were trying to advertise something and then they lied to you with what's in the movie. They showed that in the trailer.
The advertisement was big, like super big alien mystery.
But there's chase scenes in the trailer.
That's what it was.
But
Okay, but there can be
You have-
chase scenes.
but you
in
have
the
to-
trailer
no,
of
no,
a big
but you
alien
have to make up
mystery,
your
but
mind
that doesn't
because
mean
now
the
you're
movie has
saying-
to be a whole chase movie.
No, but you have to make up your mind because now you're saying that the trailer advertised it as some big alien thing that's like supernatural, and then Chandler's complaint was that it was advertised as a grounded movie. So which one is it?
I didn't say it was
I didn't
advertised
say it
that
was
way. I said
advertised
the
as
whole
supernatural
first
movie.
3/4 of the
I said it
movie are
was
like
a
that.
big alien mystery. That doesn't mean it's supernatural.
Also, George and I are 2 separate people with 2 separate takes. Ours don't have to relate
Yeah,
to
but
each
he
other.
agreed with what you were saying. I'm just
Real
saying.
quick,
I'm just
I wanna
saying.
say
I
a few
understand.
positives.
I understand the couple complaints that people have with like the boulder and stuff like that, but majority of
Avatar
people's
reference.
complaints and like what they're crying about online it can be like misproven by just watching the movie again. We're good.
Not really true. Score was awesome. John Williams is the GOAT. Emily Blunt's performance was amazing. Josh O'Connor was good. Coleman Domingo was good. Some of the camera work was awesome. There was a couple really good one-shots. There was one in the beginning and one later on. So the poster was awesome.
Yeah.
I can say that. I can also say that I probably won't ever watch it again because I'd rather do anything else. And I think that if this movie was directed, it was the exact same movie, nothing changed, directed by M. Night Shyamalan, it would have like a 5% on Rotten Tomatoes and have made like $2, and people are glazing it because it's Spielberg.
John Williams does carry. The music is so good. Also, after seeing Michael and seeing this in the same year, please put Coleman Domingo in like every movie now. He's so good, man. He's such a good actor. We have been sleeping on this guy. I could see what you're saying, but this is also a very Spielberg movie, like down to its core.
But it's not anything close as good to his other work.
No, but you have such a long filmography, and then some of them have hit, some of them haven't. But he has a formula and he goes with it. So I can see what you're saying.
Spielberg. He's obviously one of the best filmmakers of all time.
Yeah. Okay, let's segue. We've been on Disclosure Day for a while. We took a little Lego break in the middle. JT, while you were here, you are the fantasy guy as well as us on this podcast. We love it. And so I had Reed prepare 2 separate brackets we're going to be doing, okay? Now, we also have plenty of stuff in Reed's backlog, so if these fly by, we have time, we can do them, okay? But while you're here, I wanted us to have a Lord of the Rings centric and a Star Wars centric ranking of moments within those franchises. So we have a lot to get to. These are going to read, correct me if I'm wrong, but these are the ones we'll have to come to an agreement on before we can continue, right? So these will have to be like discussion based. We can see if we can sway the other person around and figure out what we want the ranking to be. But I figured while you were here, I'll hop into a couple games. I know Reed's got tons of stuff in his backlog of things we can do as well. So Reed, take it away for us. What you got?
All right. So I did have to update this as we were going today. I assumed that JT had watched Andor, so I did have Andor season 1 moments on here, but I just took those off real quick because I only had a couple. All right.
My bad, twin.
No, you're good. It's no problem at all. All right. So I did these kind of by movie, like wrote the moments down by movie. So some of these will be clustered together at the beginning, but then it'll get narrowed down at the end. So first up, we have Pong Krell's betrayal and Captain Rex and the clones coming to arrest him, but it's against Ahsoka leaves the Jedi Order.
Bro, why did you come out swinging with 2 of the best Clone Wars scenes?
Can you share your screen so we can
Yeah, I could do that.
How did you... it might mess it up on the video format, but I can try and fix it as we go.
I don't want to do that because it's a good surprise when you guys don't know what the next one is.
Fair. I'm biased. There are certain times I like emotional scenes, but when I watch Star Wars, I'm usually watching Star Wars for sick action scenes. So I'm gonna go with Pong Krell's betrayal. That's because that, for me, like as a kid watching that, like in the dark in my room, with the whole Umbara arc. Umbara is probably a top 3. I haven't read.
It's so good.
Easily top 3.
Years, but I think Umbara's top 3 Clone Wars arc for me.
Easily top 3.
So, and I thought before seeing the trailer for Pong Krell on TV, seeing a dude with 2 double-wielded lightsabers was the coolest thing ever. And then finding out he sucks was so disappointing as a child.
Well, you also got to think of like the build-up for that scene of like he sent clones to kill each other without knowing it. The before that, one of the clones of the 501st hard case literally sacrifices himself to blow up the ship that's supplying the Umbarans, right? And so like there's lots of stuff leading to that moment, and progressively seeing him just not care for clone lives and just treat them like pawns, even though the emphasis of the Clone Wars is the fact that clones are individuals. That was why Filoni made the show, and I think that is more pivotal, especially because although Ahsoka doesn't come back to the Order now, like if you had asked me this back when season 5 finished, back when we thought that was the ending of the show, I might have taken the Ahsoka moment. But we know with season 7, she comes back around. She's not technically a Jedi anymore, but she still plays a big part in season 7. So I think I'll go with the Krell scene because it gives the 501st a lot to do. It shows Captain Rex putting, like, as a clone, you know how ballsy that is to walk up to a Jedi and arrest him, right? Like, that's crazy. but Captain Rex is him, and bro has so much aura in that scene when he's walking in. He's got his helmet next to him. He's not even wearing it, right? Oh, dude, it's good. It's good stuff.
Well, no, you get that shot of them walking in and like the bird, and then the bird formation with the blue light behind him, and he puts his helmet on.
Yeah.
I think personally, I just have to go Ahsoka because it's like just a more emotional scene, and even though it ended up not being the end of her character arc, I think that being the end of that, like that Ahsoka that we knew for 5 seasons, that Ahsoka's gone.
Yeah.
Whether or not she comes back later, that Ahsoka is gone. It is not coming back. I think that is like one of the best Clone Wars scenes, but I'm not mad at all if it doesn't win. What do you say, George?
I'm going to make this difficult off rip, gentlemen, and I'm going to agree with Reed to bring us to a 2-2 standstill. I love the Umbar arc, and I think it's top 3, and I think that's a great moment. But Ahsoka is one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars, and for me, that moment just hits harder.
I'm not mad either way because Ahsoka is one of my favorites as well, and I remember that being like the most emotional scene for me in Star Wars when I was growing up. And like you said, that is kind of the end of her in that focus of like her being a Jedi. Her like she think of like the first time we see her until that scene, she loses all of her innocence in the Clone Wars. Yeah. And I really like that they dive into that in the Ahsoka show of the idea that like when she brings up, you know, Anakin, you were trained during the times of peace. Like as soon as I was old enough, they put me in a ship and sent me off to war. Like I haven't ever known a Jedi Order that functioned the way that you say it should, right? And so that Jedi Order being what betrays her, and I love that Anakin's the only one that believes her, because the other way around, it would have been the same story, you know? I would have loved to have seen her reactions to like, oh, Anakin's turned, you know, he's attacked the temple. We kind of get that sidelined in season 7, which I understand. It's telling a different story, but I do love the moment of her walking away and walking down the steps of the temple is also like a lot of symbolism in that, and the music and the like sunset and everything. It's a phenomenal scene. But
I will give you Pong Krell just for the sake, because we're gonna get more Ahsoka moments later. I'll give you Pong Krell for the sake of having more variety in the bracket.
Okay. We'll send it through.
But I do think both of those are like some of the best, especially in the Clone Wars.
I'm not mad either way with those.
I think they're all top Botez sisters for me, but or whatever they're called.
The Martez
sisters.
Yeah, that one.
All right. I will say that was a very good talk. We will have to go a little bit faster. We've got quite a bit of these. All right. Next up, we have Darth Maul versus Pre Vizsla, or Darth Maul and Savage Opress versus Darth Sidious.
Maul and Savage.
Maul and Savage versus Sidious.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Oh,
100%.
Yes. But I do love the "I challenge you to single combat."
And then at the end, he's like he said, "Only the strongest shall rule."
Yeah.
And he cuts us off.
Peak.
Dude, it's so good. All right. Next up, oh gosh.
Here we go.
Oh, we have Ahsoka versus Maul versus the death of Satine. Dude,
that's such
Maul,
a bad comparison. You should have put that one with Ahsoka leaving. We have an emotional.
Maul is going to be in like this whole bracket.
Bro, Ahsoka versus Maul is just a feat of animation. It's so good.
Darth Maul is a menace when he came back, bro.
Does Ahsoka versus Maul include his monologue in it? Like the whole...
I'm just including the sequence.
Just the fight.
And then that would include Obi-Wan getting arrested, the talk in the throne room, and then Satine dying, and just like that one scene after.
So for Maul and Ahsoka, it's the whole spiel about Anakin, it's the whole convincing her to turn and then the fight?
Yeah.
Okay, well then it's easily Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one.
Maul and Ahsoka.
That's one of the best moments in Star Wars in my opinion, bro. He had it all planned out.
It's the best animated fight sequence
until
Shadow Lord.
Yeah. Agreed.
Alright.
Next up, Maul Shadow Lord moments.
There's like a couple. Alright, we have Obi-Wan versus Maul and Savage Opress, or the death of 99.
My boy.
The death of 99. We got to put it through just for the respect.
Because that was the cap of that arc too.
Got to give him respect. I love that they gave Heavy's medal to him before that too. Like
Heavy metal.
he never he never got to leave the facility, but like they still honored him as one of their squad.
Beautiful.
Again,
Next
the stuff
up-
you don't get in the Lucas films because they're just fodder.
Yeah.
Next up, we have, and this isn't like what includes Bad Batch or Jedi Fallen Order. This is just the Season 7 Order 66. So just the Captain Rex, that scene, okay?
So the best scene of all time.
The
Got
best,
it.
yeah.
Versus Anakin's Mortis visions.
Nah. The
Anakin's Mortis visions are cool.
They're cool, but we know
but
what happens with them.
Yeah, Order 66
I know,
is
it's
like...
just a good, that shot though is so cool.
The Order 66 thing works
Oh,
too because they
no.
clipped out audio from Revenge of the Sith. So when she's getting the visions, it's their actual audio. It's not their Clone Wars voice actors. It's the actual audio, so you can match it up to the scene.
It's so good.
It's really cool.
Now, George, have you watched Bad Batch?
I've seen some of the first season. But
JT, have you watched it?
I have. I've seen the same with some of the first season. I don't care about spoilers though.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, George? Okay. We have
Go ahead.
Five's death versus Tech's death. I know
Oh,
it's
yeah,
Five's death.
I already knew that.
I know
Fives. Tech falls out of a
it is Five's, but Tech's was, bro. When that
Text was
happened,
really well done.
it was.
What have we
You
ever
did the
followed
Golden
orders?
Star Wars rule though, right? We didn't see the spot, so he's still alive.
That's true.
Yeah.
They only found his goggles.
No, but that scene where he's like, I order you to like climb back up or something, or he's like, I order you to stand down, and he's like, what have we ever followed orders? And he like cuts the cable, and it's good.
Okay. We have Rebels Ahsoka versus Darth Vader. But this is maybe this might be my personal one seed. Personally, it's probably a top 5 seed for sure. It's versus Kanan's sacrifice in Rebels.
Oh, come
Don't do this.
on.
Bro, what are you doing with
Ahsoka and Vader is like one of my personal favorite Star Wars moment, and I know that doesn't have to be everybody's, but like for me, growing up with that character and seeing her fight Anakin as Vader, so peak. But Kanan's sacrifice, why did you seed it like this, bro?
Bro,
I
what-
didn't seed it. I couldn't change the seeding.
You're
I
insane.
kind of cried at Kanan's sacrifice.
Oh, dude, it's
Every
terrible.
time.
When his
awful.
eyes, he got to see for what? I'm actually carrying thinking about it.
And it was
Well,
right
it's
after he said,
awful.
I
It's
love
an
you for
awful
the first time. And she's pregnant, by the way.
Yes, dude.
It's an awful
You
scene,
know
I
what?
hate
Never mind. They lose because it's out of wedlock. Never mind. That scene loses. That scene.
The premarital eye contact right before he
Premarital
dies.
eye contact, dude. If he had stayed blind, it'd been fine.
So I'm going Kanan's sacrifice.
I do
Dude,
Kanan
but
simply.
I'm not leaving you. Not this time.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
which is added to season 7 context.
And her cutting his mask in half, too. And seeing
And she
Anakin.
cuts the right half, and Obi-Wan cuts the left half.
And Luke removes it.
Dude.
Now, I'm just saying,
Wow.
Kanan is a character that they introduced and made us care so much for. Like, this was they just made a random character and they killed him. And it's like probably maybe the best scene. Well, I guess these are both in Rebels. One of the best scenes of that show. Like, I just think that's so powerful. Is that this Jedi that we got like time to know and love and everything so recently dying.
I also think Kanan's is elevated by the fact that the whole episode he knew that was going to happen. Like, he got the vision he was
The
going to have
music,
to
dude.
sacrifice.
Oh my
He cuts
gosh.
his hair before he goes on that mission. The way he's talking to
I'm
Hera,
going Kanan.
the whole
I don't
episode. I'm going Kanan. Although Ahsoka versus Vader, if we're talking fight-wise, that's probably my favorite moment in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Ahsoka versus Vader, yeah, it's so good. But Kanan, I think, emotionally, I will take an emotional beat over a...
I'm going Kanan.
Yeah, I'll go Kanan just to.
Let's
knock out the
go!
Targaryen.
Alright. 2 more Rebels. We have Darth Maul, Ahsoka, and Kanan versus the Inquisitors on Malachor versus Obi-Wan finally kills Darth Maul at the fireplace.
Obi-Wan and Maul. Come on.
He will avenge us.
Obi-Wan no diff.
Dude, the Sam Witwer breakdown of that scene is so peak.
Dude, I was saying this. That's what I was really thinking of, bro.
Yeah.
It's like he starts like this with Qui-Gon's, goes to this, then goes
Uh-huh.
back to Qui-Gon. Just
We have-
hate 'em all. It's chestnut checkers, bro.
We have Ezra taking Thrawn away at the end of Rebels,
Peak.
and Maul, Devin, and Daki versus Darth Vader.
Oh, okay. Well,
All definitely
That's the
Daki versus
stupidest-
Darth Vader. I mean, the symbolism of like Bendu's prophecy coming true in the Ezra scene.
Bendu's the goat.
I do. Sorry, it's random tangent. I want more Bendu lore.
me too.
I
Agreed.
cool.
don't know what he is. He's just a guy.
Filoni loves to dive into the mythos of the
Plot
Force.
device, like the things from Disclosure Day.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we got the
Bendu,
Purrgil.
but-
That was pretty
yeah.
sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, we have
Who else could just do that?
Yeah.
But also, we never
We
got
have-
explained how the broken windshield didn't like kill them in hyperspace. Because like it's completely
Force.
shattered, and then
Hey, Leia survives in Last Jedi.
I'm
that's true. But remember how long the flight takes in Ahsoka to get to Peridia?
I don't know what movie Reed just referenced, so that movie doesn't exist. But
That's true. I'm tripping. Alright, we have Cad Bane's return in the Bad Batch.
Oh,
Or this is gonna sound like it's really obvious that you choose the second one, but you have to think about the character assassination behind the scene. It's versus Obi-Wan versus Vader and Kenobi. Because you cannot tell me why Obi-Wan leaves Anakin to die on Mustafar, because there is no way that he thinks that he would survive that. He knows that Anakin is now Darth Vader. He knows all the deaths that he's already caused, and he gets the moment to kill him again, and he leaves him alive. Like
yeah,
the
shit,
deaths,
I never
the
thought of it
deaths
that
that
way.
Darth
Shane
Vader,
explained it to
the
me.
deaths that Darth Vader causes after that is because of Obi-Wan. He has the moment to end it right there, and he just says goodbye, Darth, and walks away. Are we
I also
serious?
think it's-
That is not Obi-Wan's character. He kills everyone he fights in the movies.
I also think it's really corny when he just like goes like this and raises all those rocks up, and he's like chucking them at Vader, and he's just shaking them
I'm going
off.
Cad
Like,
Bane Returns.
the Cad Bane scene's cool because you guys didn't get there yet in Bad Batch, but like Hunter is running and he like turns around this corner, and all of
No
a
one
sudden
expected
Cad Bane's
it.
standing there, and it's like a Western like showdown scene where like it just goes quiet. There's like a zoomed out shot where they're both like on the opposite sides.
No, it,
and
it
they have
shows
like
his
a
boots
quick
first.
draw.
It shows his boots first, and then it pans up. And like all Star Wars fans, when you saw those boots, you were like, "There's no way."
And he says
We didn't
something
know he
like,
was gonna be in this.
He says something like, "I've killed a lot of clones. Y'all are all the same." And he's like, "Well, you haven't
Yeah.
killed me before." And they do
And
like
then
the
he blicks him.
yeah.
I'm
a
going
good
Cad
scene.
Bane.
But I would still give it to
Cad Bane, 'cause he
Kenobi.
said they have feet in that scene.
Oh, Cad Bane, just because he's Cad Bane.
All right, we have Anakin wins the pod race, and then it's including leaving his mom, like the conversation with his mom and saying "I'll come back," versus Shmi's death, and then Anakin's rampage on the Sand People.
Shmi.
His
Because
death is rampage.
Anakin winning
That's
the
so-
pod race deprived us of seeing Ben Quad win the pod race. Like,
That's true.
Yeah, which we all, but Ben Quad, by the way,
Yeah.
goated pod racer of all time, sabotaged from the beginning. Like we all,
I know,
We all saw it with our own eyes.
It's almost like the ambulance from Disclosure Day were put in his pod racer or something.
Mos Espa needs to investigate that right now. We all saw it.
I think
Meredith waved it around
got
and
involved
put
there.
Ben out of the race.
Las Vegas had to fix him.
It's
Las Vegas had the fix.
it's
dude.
true. I was checking draft chancellors that day, and Ben Quad was
Yeah.
up to be the winner, and
Bro, he
Anakin
was
was the
a
underdog.
heavy betting favorite.
Yeah,
I actually
Craziest
using,
underdog win of all time.
I had a 25%
What's it?
profit boost on that one.
Dude, I'm saying I was actually you used if you use
Oh,
draft
I'm
chancellors,
on
I
it.
was actually using them hyperspace market because in California draft chancellors is illegal
Yeah.
and
All right,
yeah.
there's always a bigger fish versus March on the Jedi Temple.
Who's a bigger fish? Bruh. Bigger fish.
Obviously. Oh, dude.
Out from the temple.
I'm going
I know
Mark.
which one I'm
Temple.
picking for this. But I know what George is probably going to pick. We have the Revenge of the Sith opening with Obi-Wan and Anakin on the ships.
This is where the fun
But-
begins.
But It's against Binary Sunset.
Binary
Luke-
Sunset.
I don't care if
Yeah.
it likes girls or guys. I'm going with the Revenge of the Sith opening scene.
I think that's valid, but dude, the score
Sunset.
is what makes me pick
Thank you,
Binary
Taylor.
Sunset.
Binary Sunset is Star
They
Wars.
just glossed over that. I'm sorry. That didn't get the credit it deserved.
Wait, what did you say?
Binary Sunset is what made Star Wars Star Wars.
Yeah,
I don't care if
agree.
that Sunset likes girls or guys. I'm going with the Revenge of the Sith scene.
I'm fine either way. I think that the Revenge of the Sith opening is really good. But also, I mean, that has like the most iconic score in all of Star Wars is the Force theme.
It's
and
unbelievable.
It's the symbolism of it too. Is Luke looking towards like the unknown and like breaking the mold of the adventure his aunt and uncle have for him, and the one that he wants to go on. Right. I'm going with the binary.
That scene was
One of
filmed
my
in
favorite
Tunisia,
moments
and
in
Tunisia
movies.
hasn't scored a goal in the World Cup yet. So I am going to go with Revenge of the Sith still.
So by process of elimination, it's Revenge of the Sith. Put it through.
All right. We have the New Hope opening on the Tantive 4 Darth Vader boarding, and then we have tripping the AT-ATs.
Ooh.
AT-ATs. That's such an iconic scene.
Yeah, but so is
Star Wars?
Darth Vader's first entrance.
yeah.
Darth Vader's
Civil
first
War
entrance.
reference. Yeah, I'll go AT-ATs.
Yeah, I'm 50-50, so I'll go with majority here.
What do you say, Sean?
I want those rebels. I want them alive.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love the opening to A New Hope, but I think
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
the tripping of the AT-ATs is really cool, especially because like he's the only one that was able to do it. You know what I mean?
All right, we have Luke versus the Rancor versus the fight at the Sarlacc pit.
Sarlacc.
Oh, Sarlacc is the first time we see the green saber.
Dude, when he
Yeah.
catches the green saber, it's like, bum, 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 bum.
And we get
That's
Leia.
so good. I mean,
It's also how
we're-
he uses the Force to cut some guy Force kick.
Yeah, force kick, dude.
And we get blind Han Solo.
yeah.
It's Pete.
Oh, this is. I didn't get to set the seating. It just randomized, which kind of sucks. But it's weird that these two got put together. We have Anakin blowing up the Trade Federation Center, and Luke blows up the Death Star.
Now,
This is
obviously-
pod racing.
Obviously, Trade Federation.
It's easily
Yeah.
the Trade Federation because we got a Newt Gunray in that scene.
All right, we have Duel of the Fates. We have Duel of the Fates versus Bounty Hunter Pursuit at the beginning of episode 2.
Oh, it's easily Duel of the Fates.
Duel of the Fates.
Dude,
Duel of the Fates might win this.
Oh, this
Wow.
one, this one might be tough. Jango Fett versus Obi-Wan on Camino, and I'm including the chase afterwards with the seismic charge
Oh, but-
versus the
Oh.
Geonosis Arena.
Bro,
Arena scene is the only
that one's difficult.
good scene of that movie. So,
Does the arena scene include, like, the battle afterward, too?
No, just in the arena fighting, and then the gunships show up.
Where
JT,
Coleman Trevor gets slimed?
JT, is that a
Whatever.
definitive statement?
besides Seismic Charge. But yes. Episode 2 is my least favorite Star Wars movie, besides the sequels.
Okay.
Do you
I'm about to rate
you don't
that.
like the wedding scene at the end where it's just playing across the stars and they're getting married on Naboo?
Hey, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Star Wars 4. Bro, Jango Fett's blaster just sounds so good in that scene.
It does. It's
Yeah, but you hear it in the Geonosis Arena fight too.
That's true. We get
Facts.
more Django. Yeah, it's the
I'll
arena.
go Geonosis fight. Good point.
Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Yoda versus Dooku, another great scene from that movie, or Anakin and Padme get married.
Fight scene.
I love the marriage scene, but the fight scene's just way it's just way
Yeah, it is
cooler.
better.
Like,
Yeah.
It is better.
Obi-Wan shows Anakin that spitting really is a good trick.
True. Obi-Wan versus General Grievous, or Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Darth Plagueis the
memes,
Wise,
though.
dude.
Vegas the Wise.
Dude, that scene is so eerie, though.
versus.
It's so good.
Have you ever heard it's the two biggest prequel memes?
I'm
Yeah.
going Darth Plagueis.
Plus, it like fully expanded what we knew about Palpatine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Darth Plagueis.
General Grievous was my favorite Star Wars character as a little kid. So
He
I'm
was
just gonna
so cool.
go with that for my goat.
All right, we have the arrest on Palpatine. So this is just the Mace Windu part, like the
And
Mace
the
Windu
Senate.
fight, and then I'm not gonna include. I don't know if I should include Anakin showing up because that's not arresting Palpatine. I'm not including Anakin showing up. Just the Mace Windu Palpatine stuff versus Yoda versus Palpatine.
Yoda and Palps.
Yep.
Interesting. I also
Well, I can
also
hear my
love
dad
double
watching
lightsaber.
Attack on Titan right now.
I'm gonna say Yoda and Palps just because the rest of the Chancellor scene pissed me off. Because like we know he's
Wait,
strong.
it's
but
versus
he's
Yoda and Palpatine?
Yeah.
I like that scene because they're fighting over the fate of the galaxy inside the Senate chambers,
Mhm.
where the government
I
no
think we're
longer
all going with
matters.
that.
Yeah, I think that symbolism's awesome.
We have Order 66, just Revenge of the Sith Order 66. So that whole sequence. Versus the parallel scene with the birth of Darth Vader and the birth of the Skywalkers.
Oh yeah, that's a favorite.
Dude, when it's like silence and then you hear his first breath. Order 66 is good, but like, I don't know. Because Order 66 changed what we know about Star Wars, but like, the birth of Darth Vader and the Skywalkers is like one of the best bridge scenes between two trilogies or two different eras like ever.
Yeah, the Order
what I'm
66
learning about from this
like-
discussion is you guys think way more deeply about Star Wars than I do. I just go, ooh, shiny.
Fight scene.
Ooh, lightsaber. I'm going the parallel scene.
Yeah,
Me too.
Yeah, I'm
that's
gonna go
good.
parallel scene.
No.
Alright, we have Ben Kenobi versus Vader, the New Hope fight scene, or the award ceremony at the end of A New Hope.
Okay, hear me out here. Have you guys seen Scene 34
Yes,
remastered on YouTube?
I have so many times.
I'm,
It's so cool.
I am picturing that scene when you say this, and I'm saying that. I'm saying
Yeah.
that scene.
Dude, no, I gotta go. The award ceremony music, dude.
They didn't
It's
give
so good.
Chewie a medal, so
And Luke,
they give
Luke
him
is
15.
fitted
That's
up in
true.
that scene.
Chewie doesn't get a medal till Rise of Skywalker.
That's true.
Chewie didn't get a medal, bro, so I'm still gonna go Scene 34.
Okay. Wampa Cave versus Yoda trains Luke.
Yoda trains Luke.
Yoda training Luke is good.
Wampa Cave's like the first time we see Luke use the Force.
Yeah,
No,
but
it's the first time. It's the first time we see anyone use the Force to move something. They never move something in A New Hope.
also Yoda training Luke gives us the Seagulls song from Bad Lit.
Oh yeah,
That
it's
is
easily
true.
that then.
I can, in
That's
fact, if you
all
guys want, I
Luke
can get your
Luke.
podcast copyrighted and recite that entire song for you.
Do you want to sing it together with the delay between the two of us?
I feel like that'd be so
Cool.
bad. That's not.
All right, we have Han Solo, Frozen, and Carbonite versus No, I Am Your Father.
No, I am your father.
Yeah.
Most iconic Star Wars scene.
Oh,
Does that include Leia saying "I love you" and him saying "I know"?
I don't think it changes
it's
it,
the
but
whole
yes.
sequence.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't change it. But I just want to show that moment.
This one's tough, and we may know what JT says because he's a fight scene guy. We have the Darth Vader Rogue One hallway scene,
Oh man, that's hard to
but
beat.
it's against I'm a Jedi like my father before me, and
Oh,
then he throws his
come
lightsaber away.
Yeah,
I'm going.
You
that.
cannot be doing
That's
this, man.
so hard because Rogue One,
That is
Rogue One hallway scene is probably
Rogue One hallway
But
scene
that's
is
the pinnacle of all
favorite
6
Vader
movies.
scene,
Yeah.
dude. But then you have the actual like thematically impactful one.
I think that Luke saying that to Palpatine is like my favorite Star Wars moment, period. I think that is like the pinnacle of Star Wars, in my opinion, is him throwing his saber.
Thematically, yes, but have you considered
A fight scene.
Have you big old flashing light, Death Star's
have you considered
alarm?
jingling keys?
All
I
right,
gotta go Oonga
Well,
Boonga Simple
Luke
Mind
scene.
now.
we have the Rogue One sacrifices, so all of the character sacrifices at the end of Rogue One versus the Rogue One ship fight. So like all of the stuff going
Oh,
on
no,
up in
no,
the
no.
sky
First round.
with like
Yeah.
Radis.
The-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We gotta hurry.
How many are there still?
Yeah, this is still the first. Holy crap!
I
Reed,
told you we had to hurry.
dude, we
And
can't.
you
go to
said
bed,
Star
man.
Wars moments.
I also
Reed,
told you
why
Lord of the
do you think
Rings, and
it's
this has
so
been
long?
one bracket for half an hour.
All right, Rogue One sacrifices, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I was saying. We'll just go these quick.
These
Okay.
gotta be off the
Solo.
dome.
Kessel Run or the Mud Trooper battle?
Kessel Run.
Kessel Run.
Sure. I forgot either of those scenes.
Force Awakens opening with Kylo Ren, the First Order landing, or Poe versus the First Order Dreadnought.
The one where he bombs the whole
Him
thing.
catching the bullet with the Force was still super
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I'll go
Okay.
Kylo.
Back when he
All
was
right.
cool, not whiny.
We have the battle on Crate versus the Last Jedi throne room fight scene.
Ooh,
Battle on Crate.
I'm gonna go Crate.
Yeah, great.
Simply
Because then you get
because-
Luke.
Yeah,
But we get
the throne room
Snoke.
scene is very jingly
A lot of
keys, but it
Jedi.
doesn't make sense. It makes me angry.
But the
have-
guards look really cool.
We
They
have
attack one
I,
at a time. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
we have I Am All the Jedi versus one of my favorite sequel scenes, Han Solo's ghost talking to Kylo Ren.
Yeah, that one's good.
That
No.
scene is so actually really good.
After all of
I
the
don't
build
like
up that
I
the
don't like Han
dyad,
gets a ghost.
the big Force dyad was going to be the strongest thing in the world, and then she beats Palpatine by using 2 lightsabers. We've never thought
the
to block lightning
dude,
with
the-
2.
I was saying the power of
Yeah,
math
she's
is
all the
undefeated. She's
All
also
right.
all the Jedi, dude. She has a number advantage.
That's true.
We have
Including
Rey
all the-
Skywalker versus Din Djarin's introduction in the first episode of The Mandalorian,
bring
where
you warm,
the
bring
door
you
opens.
cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
With
With
peak.
the,
So good.
the flute, dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, we have Din Djarin versus the Krayt Dragon, or Boba Fett returns
When he shows up in
in,
Mando,
in The Mandalorian. Dude,
he's cracking
I remember-
skulls.
I remember exactly where I was. I was sitting in front of my school after Friday because we got out early, and I'm sitting there on the front bench watching it on my phone as soon as it came out. And I remember you see the Slave One pass by, dude. I was losing my mind. I have to go that. The Krayt Dragon was
in
awesome.
Argentina when that came out. Was that 2022?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there,
I
yeah.
was in Argentina when that came out. I was
I-
watching it by myself with no one to talk to about it in English.
I'll go Boba Fett.
Yeah.
The Krayt Dragon scene was so cool, but
It
yeah,
was-
Boba Fett
it was.
universe implications.
All right, Grogu lifts the Mudhorn, or Luke saves Mando.
Luke saves
Luke saves
Mando.
Mando.
Holy
Win this
crap, that is
bracket.
I feel like, that. Okay, sorry, I know we're supposed to go fast, but that scene, that is one of the. I actually cried. Like,
The
genuinely
music,
Dude,
cried
Dude.
at that scene.
the
Bro,
choir
because-
music. Oh my word!
Because after the sequels just destroyed Luke's character of being badass, it made him just a old bitchy old man. Sorry, I don't know if this is a PG podcast or not, but
You're good.
is it a PG podcast?
You're good.
PG-13.
Okay.
I think
Like,
the first 3 minutes you mentioned something about a horse's vagina or a whale's
And
vagina. So
OnlyFans.
I think
Yeah,
you're good.
yeah.
You already cooked, so might as well go.
We get to see
We're
Luke
good.
actually be powerful.
Yeah.
Like, that made me so. Because growing up, that's the one. My parents were really weird. Like, oh, you can't watch the sequels till you're older. So I just rewatched when I was a little kid. Rewatched the original trilogy over and over and over again.
Yeah.
The prequel, so not the sequel. Sorry.
All right, we have Ahsoka returns in The Mandalorian with her white sabers versus Mandalorian versus Moff Gideon with the dark saber and the Beskar staff.
Ahsoka was the first time we saw her in live action, and I really like her
Yeah.
portrayal in that
I'm
episode.
going that, and it's the white sabers.
Yeah.
The white.
All right.
Yeah.
We have Cad Bane's return in the Book of Boba Fett, or the Mandalorian and Grogu opening on the snow planet.
Mando Grogu.
Mando Grogu.
Yeah.
Come on.
100%.
When he's taking out the AT-ATs.
It's like do you like poop or shit better? But I don't know,
I'm gonna go poop. I guess. You guys, I guess what you guys said.
Wait, you don't like the Mando and Grogu opening?
You're a big
With
old
the
action
AT-ATs?
scene guy.
It was a cool scene.
Jingle
But
the
I
keys.
wanted it jingly keys, but if they had jingled like Thrawn on the hologram or something, I would have been okay.
Agreed.
Sick.
Agreed.
It was just a nothing burger.
But he's
Okay.
like Batman in that scene with all the different camera angles and stuff.
It was a cool action scene. I will give it that.
Alright, we have Mando versus the Dragon Snake in that like little water arena, and then we have Imbo returns.
Dragon Snake.
Imbo.
I'm going Imbo.
I'm gonna go Imbo.
Go Imbo.
My goat. Alright, we have Palm Krell's Betrayal versus Sidious versus Maul and Savage.
We're finally to round 2.
Yeah,
It's
oh my
Sidious
god.
versus Maul and Savage.
Cities and Maul.
I'm
And
gonna
so
go on Krell.
I'm going Sidious.
Okay, 3-1.
Alright. We have Ahsoka versus Maul or 99's Death.
Ahsoka versus Maul.
Ooh, Ahsoka versus Maul.
We put 99 through out of respect. One time.
Season 7, Order 66 versus 5's Death.
Season 7.
Oh no! Order 66.
I know, It hurts, but it's Order 66. Because he
I
even
don't know.
mentions 5's in the Order 66 scene.
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Obi-Wan kills Maul or Kanan's sacrifice.
Kanan.
Kanan's sacrifice.
Obi-Wan kills Maul.
Cad Bane returns in the Bad Batch or Maul, Devon, and Daki versus Vader.
Devin and
Well done,
Docky.
Docky.
Come on.
Doggy.
Come on.
Alright.
You didn't put
We
the
have-
6-way lightsaber clash in here.
Bro.
We have Shmi's death and the death of the same people versus the March on the Jedi Temple.
March on Jedi Temple.
March on the Jedi.
Dripping the AT-ATs versus Binary Sunset.
Binary Sunset.
Luke blows up the Death Star versus the Sarlacc Pit.
Luke Death Star.
Death Star. Yeah.
Geonosis Arena versus Duel of the Fates.
Duel of the Fates.
Duel of the Fates.
Fates.
Anakin, Yoda, and Obi-Wan versus Dooku or Darth Plagueis the Wise. Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Darth
That
Plagueis
scene
the
just
Wise.
added some...
Don't do that. I will fall for it every time.
Dude, there's Force lightning, and he gets his arm cut off, and you get to see Yoda flipping
Yeah, I'll do
around.
the Yoda
Yeah,
one.
do it.
But think about all the stuff that Darth Plagueis added. It added, like, the legend stuff for us.
And for the only reason I picked Darth Plagueis was because of the memes. I love
This
quoting
is-
that whole thing.
This is
but-
me jangling the Star Wars Legends keys.
Okay, but here's the problem. The only other time I've ever seen Darth Plagueis was in The Acolyte, so
It
ruined.
doesn't exist, though. That doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about.
So we are
Okay.
gonna
Is
go
that an
with
upcoming
actually
project?
jingling
The
keys.
the Acolyte, you said?
I've never
Yeah,
heard
it's
that
actually
before.
pronounced Ikalidi.
No.
It's Scandinavian, I think.
I personally disagree, but I'll put the Dooku fight through. Okay, we have Yoda versus Palpatine versus the birth of Vader and the Skywalkers.
Birth of Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yoda-
I
Yoda
bet they're
trains Luke. Yoda trains Luke versus A New Hope. Ben Kenobi versus Vader. Yoda trains Luke.
Yeah.
Sure.
Unless it's the episode
No,
34.
it's just New Hope. It's
I'm
just New
still
Hope.
saying scene 34, but fine.
Yeah.
Hey, there's action when he trains Luke. Okay. Oh my gosh. No, this is probably
Just say it, Will, bro.
This is probably the finals. No, I am your father versus I'm a Jedi like my father before me.
Oh my goodness.
I'm a Jedi.
I'm going that.
I'm saying
no,
no,
I am
I
your
am
father is.
father.
It's more of a plot twist, but I think.
Yeah.
I think I gotta
Just
go on the Jedi.
imagine being in the theater,
Yeah.
not
Yeah, but
knowing
we
that.
weren't.
We're two babies. Don't jingle this.
There's
key.
no
Although
keys
I
in
do
the scene.
remember first watching that. I'm still going the return moment though.
Yeah.
Me too.
That's fine. You guys outvote me, whatever.
I like both.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the continuation
Not
of
too.
the I am your father scene. It's him defending his dad.
Rogue One sacrifices versus Kessel Run. Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
That's one of the best Star Wars soundtracks ever in that scene. Alright, we have the Force Awakens opening with Kylo Ren or the Battle on Crate. Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Force Awakens.
That was Aura, bro, and then they ruined Kylo. Okay, Han Solo's Ghost to Kylo Ren or Din Djarin's introduction in The Mandalorian?
Din Djarin.
I feel like I'm gonna go Din Djarin just because I like him better.
Yeah.
I do love that Han Solo scene. It's one of the best scenes from those 3 movies. Okay, we have Boba Fett returns in The Mandalorian or Luke saves the Mandalorian.
Luke saves the Mandalorian.
Can we just let Luke win?
Ahsoka returns in The Mandalorian or the Mando and Grogu opening?
Ahsoka returns.
Ahsoka.
Yeah.
I feel like we're Ahsoka biased, but that's okay.
That
Embo
was our
returns.
generation, man.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's perfectly okay. She's goated. Embo returns in the Mandalorian movie, or Sidious versus Maul and Savage.
Sidious versus Maul.
Sidious, yeah.
Ahsoka versus Maul versus Season 7, Order 66.
Ooh.
Oh. Ahsoka and Maul gives the monologue before the fight, though,
Yeah.
and I think it's
I'm
better.
going Ahsoka and Maul. And it just looks so good.
But the Order 66 is like the best one they did because you have the clones you actually care about.
Yeah,
Do we
facts.
see Rex fight it though?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You might have convinced me. And then Tales of the Jedi telling us that like she trained in that same scenario.
But the Ahsoka versus Maul, like, dude, Maul had it figured out. They were right there, and Ahsoka had to agree to go with them, and like it could have changed the rest of Star Wars.
And it's motion cap.
Like, yeah, I'm going with that. Okay, no jangling keys on this one. I will not hear any jangling keys. Maul, Devin, and Daki versus Vader versus Kanan's sacrifice. Kanan.
Ooh.
It's Kanan.
But it's
Okay,
Master
but-
Doc.
That's
but
the best
hear me
Vader
out.
portrayal we've ever had.
Master Docking.
It's the best Vader trail besides
One of the
Rogue One
best
Hall we've
Jedi
seen.
portrayals we've ever seen.
Okay, but hear me out. Her lungs were taken out of her mouth and crushed.
That's not in the fight scene, though.
Yeah.
That counts.
Yeah.
They've
I'm
made
talking
Darth
about, like, the
Vader
bridge.
a
Maul
horror movie
shoved
villain.
Docky
dude.
to get killed in order to turn.
Oh, and he's waiting there to give Devin the saber to fight the.
And he makes Devin turn to the dark side.
It's Kanan, guys. Come on, you're
And then-
overthinking
and
it.
then you get the scene where he's like,
Recency bias.
when
That
she's
scene
like,
is great,
I'm
but
gonna
it's
go
not
kill.
Kanan.
I'm gonna go kill Maul, and he's like, "You're too weak right now." Or I'm gonna go kill Vader, and he's like, "You're too weak right now, but I can make you stronger." Manipulation.
It also really firmly establishes that Maul is not like an anti-hero. He's an anti-villain.
Yeah, and
Oh,
he's
yeah,
also
he's-
not near stronger than Vader. So I will go Vader. I like that.
Are you
portrayal.
serious?
I'm going
Darth
Kanan.
Vader, dude.
I'm going
Whoa.
Kanan.
Alright, wait, here we go. Okay.
Wait, who? But come on.
Okay,
I
I'm
know
gonna flip
it's
a
a-
coin.
I could
I'm
go
gonna flip
either
a coin.
way. I could go
I know
either
it's
way.
a fight scene with Vader, but like the Kanan sacrifice is one of the best Jedi scenes we've ever gotten in anything Star Wars.
All in the air.
Heads.
It was tails.
Are you guys seriously voting this scene out? That is one
Please
of the
tell me you
best
didn't
fight-
actually flip a coin and you were just gonna say that.
I was
No,
gonna
I
say,
did- I did flip a coin, I promise.
Dude, I'm dying.
bro, I didn't see anything.
funnier if I didn't.
You're just like, call it heads. Oh, it was tails. Sorry.
It was tails.
I cannot believe you guys are voting that scene out. That is
I'm not.
vile.
It wouldn't have made it further.
I'm fine either way.
Okay.
Like I will. I
If
just
it means that much to you,
Yeah.
you can put the
take
Kanan.
Kanan. Take Kanan because I'm sure
I'm
you're gonna
just- I'm
compromise
saying-
on one for me later. So take Kanan. Put
I'm
it
just saying, that is like one of the best. It's just so good. Okay. March in the Jedi Temple versus Binary Sunset.
Binary.
Bisexual sunset.
Yeah, 100%. Duel of the Fates versus Luke blows up the Death Star.
Duel of Fates.
That's our
Anakin, Yoda, Obi-Wan versus Dooku, or the birth of Vader and the Skywalkers.
Anakin Obi-Wan.
I'm doing
I'm
the
going Vader
parallel.
and the Skywalkers.
Yeah, the
Yep.
parallel scene.
Oh yeah.
Pete.
I'll go parallel.
Did
Yeah.
you not put Duel on Mustafar on this list?
Yeah. What the heck, Reed?
Reed. What?
You put sequel scenes over Duel on Mustafar?
You put solo scenes.
You put I am all the Jedi, but not the duel on Mustafar.
Can I take his spot in the podcast?
You're a permanent
Yeah, you
member now,
can.
JT.
You can after that. You can after that.
You're a permanent member.
Oh, let's go, dude.
I mean, we can go. We can change. We can
No,
change one of
just
the
leave it.
funny scenes.
Just leave it.
Okay.
Because if we make the list and find out the number one, we'll just put Duel on Mustafar above that, and then it will be fine.
All right.
Yeah,
Yoda
yeah.
trains Luke versus I'm a Jedi like my father before me. It's that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one.
Well, there's a debate to be made
Rogue-
there.
Rogue One sacrifices versus Force Awakens opening.
Rogue One.
Rogue One, yeah.
Luke saves Mandalorian versus Din Djarin's introduction. Luke.
Luke.
Ahsoka returns in The Mandalorian versus Sidious versus Maul and Savage. It's that one.
Yeah.
He's Maul Savage.
Debatable.
Ahsoka versus Maul versus Kanan sacrifice.
You guys hear William singing?
Yes.
Actually,
No.
Yeah, I did. I
he's
could.
like singing in the shower. Sorry, what was that?
Bro just wants to be in the episode. Ahsoka versus Maul versus Kanan sacrifice.
Oh. If we're including the speech, this is not Jingling Keys thing. If we're including the speech, I feel like it has to be Ahsoka and Maul.
That's fine with me. If it lost to one, I'm okay with it losing to that one.
I don't know.
I'm going Kanan, but if I get outvoted,
I'm
it
going
doesn't bother
Ahsoka
me.
Maul.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's hard to beat.
Alright, Duel of the Fates, Binary Sunset. Binary Sunset.
Don't duel the fates.
I want Duel of the Fates. The first Sith in hundreds of years.
But it's Binary Sunset.
But it's one of the most it's literally slowed down because George Lucas said it wouldn't be believable how fast they were fighting.
Yeah, that just means they can't follow instructions as actors.
Clearly,
Oh my gosh!
Clearly, he's never seen me with a plastic lightsaber.
George is literally off the pod for the remainder.
Okay, Chandler, you're going Duel. JT, you're going Duel. I'm going Binary.
I don't know where I'm
George.
going. Wait, I have to do something really quick, and it's gonna sway my vote one way or the other.
My lightsabers are in California.
You gonna listen to the music?
Copyright strike immediately.
For real. Mute yourself, George.
Hey, never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna go Binary Sunset.
Never mind. Both of you to assume Disney watches your podcast.
YouTube will screen it.
Exactly.
Oh, they watch. Binary Sunset.
Bruh.
2-2.
Thinking about the score, it made me change. It made me decide.
We gotta ask Craig. See what Craig thinks.
Yeah.
Alright, Craig, what'd you say?
It's a tiebreaker.
Craig just said Binary Sunset. You guys
Yeah,
didn't
you see,
understand
I
it.
think he misheard him. I think he said, I'm bi, but I like Duel of the Fates.
No, he said Binary Sunset, but you guys didn't understand what he said because I'm the only one who was given the alien ability to understand what he said.
Well, what you don't get is I
Oh,
speak Spanish.
where's your magic amulet plot device?
Yeah.
It's right here. You don't see it.
I
I'm
think it's a
invisible.
little lower in the camera.
I think that the
I'm
device
using-
radiated your brain to make you pick Binary Sunset over Duel of the Fates.
Is no one going to compromise on this?
No.
Okay, but have you considered that I did win the Camp Kalakwa most safety-oriented trophy?
But you cannot disagree with that. Put Duel of the Fates through.
Okay, JT, I'm
No,
flipping
I watched that
the
scene. It was very safe. That most safety-oriented.
Flip that coin. Flip that coin, baby.
JT, I'm flipping the coin. Call it.
Oh, okay, tails.
It was heads. It was heads.
Okay, fine.
Oh,
Binary
Like
Sunset.
Cool sunset.
I was dead.
Oh no.
Alright, Birth of Vader versus I'm a Jedi like my father before me.
Jedi.
The Jedi.
Jedi.
Rogue One sacrifices versus Luke saves Mandalorian.
Luke.
Luke saves
Mandalorian.
Do it.
Sidious versus Maul and Savage versus Ahsoka versus Maul.
Ahsoka versus
versus Maul.
Maul?
You also don't have Ahsoka and Anakin versus Dooku on Grievous's ship.
Oh.
I mean Obi-Wan
Making
and
up
Anakin.
stuff.
Sorry,
I was gonna say,
Ahsoka.
what movie are you watching, bro?
It's the fanfic in my head.
I know you're talking about the whole, like, everyone's like,
Have
oh,
I
it's
ever told
incredible.
you
Dooku
about
make
Ahsoka
Anakin go on defense and Obi-Wan go on offense. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I want you to know if it
Okay.
had gone down to the Kessel Run versus Kanan's sacrifice, I would have picked the Kessel Run.
Binary Sunset versus I'm a father like my I'm a Jedi like my father before me.
I would have
Binary
picked all the
Sunset.
Jedi over Kanan's sacrifice.
All the Jedi.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Binary-
Again?
Binary
I'm
Sunset
a-
versus I'm a Jedi like my father before me.
Yeah, I'm a Jedi.
I'm a Jedi.
I'm
Babu
a Jedi.
Frick's entrance.
Luke saves Mando versus Ahsoka versus Maul.
Ooh, I'm gonna go Luke.
I think I might too.
Read it one more time.
Luke's
One more time.
Green lightsaber.
Luke saves
Luke's
the Mandalorian
so
versus Ahsoka versus Maul.
Luke saves Mando.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it. Dude, that
purely,
scene.
purely for my
That moment
emotions. Like,
meant
obviously,
so
the other
much
seemed
to
more
Star Wars
impactful
fans.
narratively. But
Yeah, that meant everything to me, man. Especially
All right.
because we got that during COVID.
Yeah,
dude,
it
we
was
were all
like
locked
the best
up
thing
and-
you ever seen.
Mhm.
Mm.
Nobody like.
I'm a
I
Jedi.
remember when Babu
Like,
Frick
yeah.
came in and was like, "Hey,
I know.
hello." I was like,
Your drone is ready.
I'm a Jedi like my father before me, or Luke saves Mando.
I'm a Jedi like my father before me. Is a close second to Binary Sunset.
Again,
This is the most I've laughed at one of our pod episodes, bro.
No, it's I'm a Jedi like my father before me.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
I just,
For sure.
I'm so. This definitely recency bias, but just seeing Luke be cool again.
A
It was
close
great.
second
But
to We Are Venom. From
but I will say, I know
No,
I
you
forgot.
can't count out. It's Morbin time.
I'm putting together a team.
Call back. Call back.
Made $1 billion.
We're not doing it.
Something to do with Spider-Man, I think.
Okay, I know I left out the Battle of Mustafar on accident, but I don't think.
You also left out the Fortnite event where we found out Palpatine returned.
But I don't know that it would have made it to the
That's not the
finals against
cube.
those two.
You left out when the cube melted into Loot Lake and you could jump up and down on Loot Lake.
But how
Dude,
does this affect
when they-
LeBron's legacy?
When they introduced Midas in Fortnite.
Dude, you left out when we found out Lloyd was the Green Ninja.
Dude, I knew
When we
that
found out
was the
Zane was a
because
cyborg.
in the intro they show his eyebrows and the Green Ninja
Bro,
eyebrows, and I
when we
knew
found out
Lloyd had
Zane
the
was a
same freaking
cyborg, bro.
eyebrows.
When the brown ninja.
The cyborg is
Dude,
Ninja.
the brown ninja shit himself in battle and did the spinjitzu, and everyone got and every single person got E. coli. That scene was
Yo, but do you remember
crazy.
Nia?
Top three.
He was bad as hell.
Top three
Alright.
daddy.
Alright. So our winner was I'm a Jedi like my father before me. I know I left out the Battle of Mustafar, but I don't know if it would have made it even to the finals, because I think both of those are better.
I think Mustafar and the I'm a Jedi like my father before me are my top
Sure.
two. So.
Alright, Chandler.
Are we doing this whole? Honestly, I think I'm gonna have to go to bed here in a second, and I think we're just gonna have to have JT on again and save this Lord of the Rings bracket for a different.
I will say the Lord of the Rings one is not nearly as long.
How much shorter?
It's like
That's what she said.
Dude, Loki, I missed it. Which one won?
I'm a Jedi like my father before me.
No,
It's like-
Mustafar.
Probably a little bit less than half of the Star Wars one.
But I feel like we're gonna want to get into it.
There's a lot more themes and stuff with Lord of the Rings and.
I mean, we could
the scenes.
just end it. We could do a small
We've
game,
also
whatever you
been
guys want to do.
2.5 hours already, right?
Yeah.
Well, but we didn't start immediately. That doesn't include us talking before the episode started.
Okay.
Or that does include us.
If
talking
we're gonna
before.
do one more thing, it should be something short, something in your backlog that won't take more than 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes.
I can put something short in your pack.
All right.
All right, let's summarize every
Um,
arc of One Piece.
Let's see. Let's see.
In 3 words.
For number one, easily.
Romance Dawn arc. Dressy
I got
boy
something down here.
punch.
Baratier, cook, 8 leg.
Elbath.
No, Elbaf. Big
Okay.
boy,
I'm hungry.
even.
This is a really good one.
I want
All
to
right.
live.
This is You're gonna do a keep 5, cut 5.
Bet.
Best soundtracks. All right.
Ooh.
Soundtrack, not score.
Let me rephrase that. Best score.
Oh.
Sorry.
Is it a
George.
movie or is it a film?
Okay.
No, don't even.
I
There's a
know, I'm
distinct
kidding.
difference
I'm kidding.
between soundtrack and the score. Okay.
First
Did
up,
you just call them points in baseball? They are runs.
okay. First up, we have Fellowship of the Ring.
You have to keep
Keep.
that. You have to keep that. That's some like the most iconic.
I forgot what we were doing for a second. I was like, what am I supposed to say?
Yeah, I was like, what are we comparing it to?
Yeah, dude, the Shire songs, dude, everything in that movie's peak.
All right. We have 2002 Spider-Man Sam Raimi.
Bro.
Never seen it.
It's
actually.
good. You've never seen Spider-Man 2? It's so peak. It's one of the best comic book movies of all
I don't know if
time.
we can have him back. I don't know if we can have him back for another episode.
You have to
Yeah,
watch
that
that
might
before
be-
you're allowed on the pod
because-
again.
Because that means he hasn't watched Spider-Man 2, which is one of the greatest comic book movies of all time.
No, I saw that one. No, I'm kidding. Rage baiting.
Okay.
You.
At least saw Spider-Man 3.
So you guys are cutting this one?
I don't know. Are we?
I don't.
Dude.
I like these. I like the Raimi music, but I don't think it stands above some other movies.
That's valid. Yeah, we can cut it. I'm fine
Like
with
that's the
cutting it.
only
All right.
memorable song in my opinion.
Next up,
True.
we have The Batman.
Yeah.
Dun, dun,
Oh,
dun,
yeah,
dun.
I'm keeping that,
Yeah.
dude.
Please keep.
All
Are
right.
we?
Something's in my ass.
Okay,
Okay. Next up, we have Jurassic Park.
That's one of the greatest soundtracks of all time.
John Williams.
I
Yeah, but
can't
that's
name any other song
yeah,
except the opening song, though.
So I will say, if you keep Jurassic Park, you only have 2 for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We've only kept
Bro.
one though, right? We only kept.
No, you've kept
Okay.
Fellowship and the Batman.
Oh.
The Batman. I feel as if we shouldn't have kept the Batman.
Yeah,
It's too late.
Can't go back.
I like the Batman.
I love Jurassic
cool
Park,
guy.
bro.
I like dinosaurs.
But it's when you think of Jurassic Park music, you think of that
I
one.
like
you
the
think of that one
dinosaurs.
theme. What other theme do you think about from that movie besides the one theme?
I think of the Nokia ringtone from this.
What other theme do we think of from The Batman? They just use the same theme over and over in different ways.
That's why I
like
said maybe you
Nirvana.
shouldn't have taken it.
Yeah.
When you think about movies, you could like when I think of Fellowship, I think of multiple different
Okay,
scores.
that's fine. We'll brush past Jurassic, but I want it to be said right now that the main theme in Jurassic Park is one of the greatest songs ever made. Keep going.
Right up there with Dance Monkey.
Yeah, easily. And everything in Taylor Swift's last 3 albums.
All right. Next up, we have Indiana Jones. We'll just go Raiders of the Lost Ark.
This is a keep for me. I would take Indy over Jurassic Park.
I'm
I
fine
agree.
with that. That's not a bad take.
Okay.
I
Okay,
thought
so
about
keeping that.
rewatching the indie movies this week, actually.
Dude,
You're
so
keeping that?
I
so
watch
good.
movies. I'm so jealous.
All right. Next up, you have Interstellar.
Cut.
Yeah, I could pass on this.
Yeah, I'll pass on it. The
It's
only
not-
thing is like the symbolism with like the whole like every click in the thing.
No,
is
that's not even the best song in that movie, though.
It's just not as iconic as the other ones on the list.
Yeah.
That's fair, but dude, I don't know. The No Time for Caution is very iconic.
Oh, that one in the
Like
cornfield
people
scene.
know, dun dun dun
Oh, yeah.
dun dun. Like people know that's Interstellar, and that scene is so good.
I
But
think,
if you want to cut it, that's
I'm
fine.
gonna like some other stuff better, hopefully.
The Shining.
I've gone out and said before, I think that the soundtrack in The Shining is the scariest part of the movie.
It doesn't have
take.
very many like super distinct songs, but it's like the
Dude,
soundtrack in the background. all the time is so
Ambiance
good.
throughout the whole thing,
That-
dude, is so
It
piercing.
keeps you on edge.
It's
The
wild.
violins like screech in your ears. Like, oh my
Dude,
gosh,
been
The
to The
Shining.
Shining.
how many do we have to keep? Like, what's our number?
The Shining is in your last 4, so you have 2 keeps left and you have 2 cuts left.
JT, have you seen The Shining?
No, but I've been to the Shining house, and there was no blood in the elevator, so
That shined.
it's made up.
Did you get to make out with the lady in the bathroom though? The grandma?
She offered, but at the time I was 17, so I did say no for legal reasons.
Okay, valid.
That's fair.
Dude, but the main hotel's theme, it's like the war, war, war. Dude, that's good.
Yeah.
Dude,
oh my! And the jazz music and the
like, bro.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to
keep The Shining. That's such a good soundtrack.
So you have one keep left and 2 cuts left for your last 3. Revenge of the Sith.
Keep.
It's not Star Wars at all.
Revenge of the Sith.
Dude, Anakin's Dark Deeds.
The General Grievous song. The
Jedi Temple March.
The Darth Plagueis the Wise.
And then
Elan Mustafar
too.
That is Ruminations.
If he gives us like New Hope or something, I'd rather have that over Revenge of the Sith.
I don't think he'll give us another Star Wars though.
Dude, true. What if he puts in Dune though?
Oh,
I'm taking Star Wars over Dune.
So are you keeping Revenge of the Sith for your last keep and cutting the last 2?
I don't want to keep it because I feel like you're going to drop some banger on us, but because I don't think Revenge is my favorite album in Star Wars. But
I agree. Revenge isn't my favorite Star Wars one. Oh, I feel so bad.
I think Empire's better. I think that
the Imperial March. Dude.
Rogue One is hard to beat, man. I don't know. I don't know.
Honestly, let's cut it just to see what's left. Yeah. But I feel bad about it.
My parents the week after I was born.
All right, you're cutting that. Superman 2025.
Dang, yeah, I would take.
I had a whole segment planned because I rewatched Superman this week, and I just wanted to talk about how good it is for 20 minutes.
It's great.
The last Sun song is so good.
But I think I want to gamble on the last one.
I do too, because like it's Jurassic Park's problem. Like we know one song from it.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, that's not even a Superman 2025. That's Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, Superman but the version of it they did was so good because they mixed the two
and stuff. Yeah,
true.
All right. So you kept Fellowship of the Ring.
He's gonna give us some crap, bro.
I know.
And JT, just because I know you haven't watched all our episodes, I did not make this order. This is a generated order. I came up with the stuff to put in it, but it auto-generated the order, so I don't purposely put something bad to screw you or put something last to screw you. Okay, so you kept Fellowship of the Ring. You cut Spider-Man 2002. You kept the Batman. You cut a John Williams score, Jurassic Park. You kept Indiana Jones, cut Interstellar. You kept The Shining. You cut Revenge of the Sith, another John Williams. You cut Superman, and your last keep is 2007 Transformers 1.
Yo, we get
Arrival on Earth, though? Dude, that soundtrack is really good.
Do we include the Optimus Prime speech as part of the soundtrack?
Do we get the Linkin Park song at the end?
Yeah. Do we include Megan Fox?
If we include Megan Fox's scenes in the soundtrack, then I think we're...
Yeah, I feel like I could go into just the sound of that scene. What? As long as I can visualize it in my mind, I think I can figure it out.
I think we're all just getting tired. We're saying things we don't mean.
I will say
no.
My chest.
We fully mean that.
I'm gonna clip that, bro.
I will say.
I'm cutting that. I'm sorry.
Okay, you can cut it.
Nah, you gotta keep it. Oh.
I will say I understand why you guys cut the 2 John Williams scores and the reasoning why, but I really thought you guys were gonna keep those just because it's John Williams. I don't think he has a bad movie.
I wish we had Revenge of the Sith before Transformers.
Agree. Yeah, me too.
And
honestly, I would take.
But would you have subbed the Batman out for Interstellar or Jurassic Park?
No.
I would have taken Jurassic Park over the Batman.
I would have too.
Okay.
You know what? JT, thank you for coming on today to the pod. Thank you for being on our longest episode 2 hours
Easily.
and 28 minutes right now. I'm looking at the time for recording. Easily our longest episode. We want to have you on again. Anytime, you are absolutely welcome. I know that you got a busy schedule and you're kind of in a little break right now, so we're happy that we caught you.
Honored. I'll still be free next week. And then after that, it's kind of just random when I'm free.
Well, we got to record next week too, so maybe we'll make that happen.
I'd love to be on here.
Hey, hopefully-
I love just shooting the shit with people like who people have similar interests.
Yes,
So it's
sir.
fun.
And I'll have watched more Code Geass next week. Rita will have watched more Attack on Titan, and
Heck
hopefully
yeah.
you both have read more Mistborn. So
Next week, Andor episode.
That will be more of like it. That'll be an Andor and Lord of the Rings episode because we'll do our
I'll
Lord of
need
the Rings
to-
stuff then too.
I'll need to I don't have Disney Plus. I downloaded it for.
I'll send you my login.
Small Shadow Lord. Does that work without the same Wi-Fi?
yeah, if you watch it like on your phone or your laptop or something.
Okay.
It's just TVs don't work.
Yeah,
TVs
TVs will
they
cut 'em
screwed
out.
it.
All
That
right.
makes
Well,
sense.
if you've listened this far, we just hit 2 hours and 30 minutes. Thank you so much for watching or listening. If you would like to know when we're about to upload or have new content out, the Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube channel are all Drop in the Bucket podcast. We'd appreciate if you left a like or follow or anything, especially on Spotify. If you could follow the podcast so you know when we upload, it'll ping it right there on your library. And we hope to see you guys next week. So thank you.
See you guys.
Peace.